It is a beautiful Thursday evening in New York City, and Yankee Stadium looks good, whether in a reflection or in real life. They're giving out caps, and you get to meet a Yankee. Boone Logan and Sergio Mitre greeting some fans as they come into the ballpark, and they're ready to see KCA Sabathia on the mound. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the defending world champion New York Yankees against the Kansas City Royals, the first of four here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Ken Singleton and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees just finished their two-game set with the Angels. They split the two-game set. They lost the first game yesterday. They won 10-6. And, Paul, yesterday the Bronx Bombers are out again.
Well, the home run ball usually shows up in the middle of the summer when it gets hot. Robbie Cano hit his 18th. Look, he knew that one was gone. Juan Miranda comes up a couple innings later and hits a towering shot into the bullpen. But I want to get through with these first two because the situation behind this last home run, a pinch hit, 0-2, you come to the plate, hit your first major league home run. The circumstances behind that home run, unbelievable. What a great day for Colin.
Colin Curtis gets a curtain call on his first big league home run. A couple of veterans, they're used to this. Mark Teixeira chipped in 3 for 5, 2 doubles, 3 ribbies, and a run scored. And the captain, Derek Jeter, also 3 for 5, and he scored 3 runs. Let's look at tonight's New York lottery pitching matchup. Bruce Chen will go for the Royals, 5-3, 4.06. And KCA Sabathia for the Yankees, 12-3, 3.13. And Sabathia started the second half of the season on Friday, Kenny.
Yes, he did, and he had a pretty good start. KCA kept the Yankees in the ballgame, although he came in with a stretch of 8 consecutive victories. That stretch was broken, but he did keep the Yankees in the ballgame. He came away with a no decision, only 1 strikeout. He got some great defensive help. Curtis Granderson makes the play in center field. Also some good play in the infield. This is Alex Rodriguez starting a sharp double play around the horn. KCA with a no decision, but the Yankees won the ball game.
Well, the Yankee organization suffered another loss yesterday. Ralph Houk passed away, their longtime manager. We'll take a look at the Majors career when we return right here on Yes. He's also managed the Tigers and the Red Sox. He won 2 World Championships his first 2 seasons, 3 American League pennants, 8 seasons with the Yankees as a backup catcher, and 2 World Championships as a player as well, and 3 seasons as the Yankee general manager. Ralph Houk, well, players loved playing for him. He was a player's manager and a man's man. He was a major in the United States Army. He was in the Battle of the Bulge. He won a Bronze Star, a Silver Star, and a Purple Heart. He lived a good life. May he rest in peace. refreshing Lawrence sweet tea on the dollar menu. Price and participation may vary. By Salt, in theaters tomorrow. And by Avis, the official rental car company of the New York Yankees. Beautiful night here in New York City. CC Sabathia, who just turned 30, will make his first start as a 30-year-old. He turned 30 yesterday, so happy birthday belatedly to Sabathia. And the Royals are trying to make it a miserable birthday celebration, and this is their starting lineup that they are going to send up against the big Yankee left-hander that is presented by our good friends at Lexus. Don't let the Royals record fool you. They can hit. Scott Pasednik's in left field. He'll lead off. Batting second and catching, Jason Kendall. David DeJesus, the kid from Rutgers, he's on fire. He's in center field. He'll bat third. Batting fourth and playing first base, Billy Butler. Jose Guillen, the DH, is going to bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing third base, Wilson Betemit. Mike Aviles, the second baseman, will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing right field, Willie Bloomquist. And Yuniesky Betancourt, the shortstop, will bat ninth.
CC Sabathia on the mound tonight for the Yankees. In his career, he is 15-10 against the Kansas City Royals. Let's look at his season numbers. This will be start number 21. His record is 12-3, tied for the league lead in victories. Good ERA. You can see the innings pitch, the hits allowed, walks, strikeouts. Opponents hitting just .232. Let's check out our scouting report on CC Sabathia for this evening. Perfect 10. CC in his last 10 starts is 8-0, and he's really pitched very well in this stretch of the season for the Yankees. Sweet 16, his last 16 starts here at Yankee Stadium, he hasn't lost. He is 11-0 in his last 16 starts going back to last year at the stadium, and 138 innings pitched. That is second in the league, only to Felix Hernandez of the Seattle Mariners.
I mean, depth scouting report.
You know,
good job, man.
Thank you. I dig this up. You know, it takes about an hour.
Perfect 10. I was ready to hear the answer to that one.
Wait a bit. Is his scouting report, are they better than the ones Ryan writes for you?
There it is. Man, they thought I was really good. I haven't even had a pitch yet.
Pasednik is ready, and CC is ready, and let's do it here in the Bronx as the veteran lefty deals. There's a strike, and we're underway.
Oh, we've already been underway. I can see that already.
All right, it's on now.
Sabathia in his career 13-2 at the new Yankee Stadium. The 0-1 fouled away.
You say that 13-2 at the new Yankee Stadium, and last year, this time, you know, the pitcher for crying, it was a bad ballpark to pitch in. The home ones were flying. You know, it's been a pitcher's year, but 13-2, impressive.
It'll make your pitching coach smile, won't it?
Mm-hmm. And the 0-2 fouled away.
Right away, you can see he's thrown a couple pitches away, and then he threw one in on Pasednik just to show him, yeah, I will come in here.
And, you know, left-handers, it's a tough at-bat. Anyway, you know, if you handle left-handers well, whatever. CC Sabathia is not your normal left-hander. Hard thrower, good breaking ball, both sides of the plate. I mean, he's a tough at-bat for left-handed hitters.
Beginning of a 4-game set between the Yankees and the Royals. And the 1-2 fouled away. Now, most ball players are somewhat superstitious. CC has not lost at home since July 2nd of last year. And yet, he changed his warm-up song from Big Papa by Biggie to a Jay-Z song.
Big Papa by Biggie. I remember that song.
The 1-2. Strike three. Pasednik down looking. Let's check out the Yankee defense, which is brought to you by Mercedes, and it will be backing up CC Sabathia. In the outfield, Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher. That's left to right. In the infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Third to first, Posada is behind the plate. And Karsten Charles Sabathia is on the mound.
So, Michael, if you come to the plate,
right,
let's envision
right.
Roar of the crowd, you're coming to the plate.
Yeah.
What song you come to the plate to?
Maybe Glory Days.
Springsteen.
Yeah.
Kenny, we didn't even have music when we started, so what was your song?
I think I would like Hypnotized by Biggie.
Wow, you're updated. You got a Biggie song, too.
Well, yeah, it's on my iPod. I really like it.
That's right. Your kids did it all for you. I'm in the same boat. Don't worry about it.
And what would yours be?
I had Mellencamp and Bon Jovi stuff.
It's not Scandal? Warrior?
Well, that was George's.
I know. Last 16 starts at home, 11-0, 2.14. Batting average against 195. CC made the American League All-Star team. He didn't pitch, though, because he had started the Sunday before the All-Star game. So he was on the team, but not really active. The 0-2. Fouled away. And CC had the rare occurrence of starting 2 successive games for his team. He started the Sunday before the All-Star break. Then the Yankees had 4 days off during the break, and that started Friday. And it's hard to come up with that, but a friend of mine actually pointed out Wilbur Wood actually started 2 straight games for the White Sox against the Yankees in a doubleheader. Lost both of them. The 0-2.
I remember Wilbur Wood starting both ends of a doubleheader against us.
Really?
In Chicago. I don't remember the outcome, but what you're seeing from these Royals hitters, now CC has a challenge. He only had 1 strikeout in his last start. That was against the Rays. The Royals actually strike out the fewest amount of times in the American League. They are a lot of contact hitters. They don't hit many home runs. They don't walk very often. They're up there cutting and slashing, but they're not the type of taking those big swings when they get 2 strikes. Jason Kendall, there's Kevin Seitzer, their hitting coach. Seitzer was a
type of hitter.
Yeah, that's that type of hitter.
Grind out at bats. You know, he probably hit less than 10, 12 home runs, but, you know, just a tough out, 300 hitter.
That one is looped into shallow right center. It drops behind Cano and in front of Granderson, so a base hit for Kendall. Let's check out the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. A pretty nice day in New York, 84 degrees, 39% humidity. The wind's out of the northwest at 13 miles per hour. And the forecast is actually for cloudy, and it's going to be cooler.
But it's only going to be 90?
So that humidity is 39%. That's the big thing. Because I'm sure about a weekend, we're going way up in the 8s and 9s on that. Because come this weekend, that humidity's soaring from what I hear.
Here's David DeJesus speaking of soaring. In his last 56 games, hitting .359, raising his average from .254 to .320.
Yeah, he's among the league leaders in batting average and in hits. And when you look up and down his Royal lineup, they lead the league in team batting average. 281, 300, 269, 320, 314, 278, 368, 298. They got some guys who are hitting.
It's a decent number.
Yeah. They don't go deep very often, but they're going to put some balls in play. Now, Kevin Seitzer, we saw him, the hitting coach, his first year in the big leagues, 207 hits.
Now, he was rookie of the year.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. No, I think he finished second.
Oh, he did?
I don't know who finished first, but...
well, Ryan will tell you here in a minute, believe me.
207 hits your first year in the big leagues.
The 1-1. How about this for a stat? Since May 16th, DeJesus, who's from Rutgers University, hit .362 or has hit .362. Only one player has hit more since that date, and that's the Rangers' Josh Hamilton, .403. DeJesus was born in the borough of Brooklyn, raised in Manalapan, New Jersey, and went to Rutgers.
Where's Manalapan?
New Jersey.
Central Jersey?
Central Jersey.
Let's cross that water out there.
Yeah.
Fourth round draft pick for the Royals in 2000.
As you cross that traffic today is what it was across.
Boy, there's traffic all around today, isn't there? I don't know.
Like Michael K. Day at Fordham or something. I don't know.
They haven't had that.
No?
I don't think they will. The 2-2. Boy, they are making Sabathia work.
You know, you talk about not striking out. I mean, that's a tough pitch. I mean, you're 2-2 and a pretty good breaking ball. That's just being comfortable with the 2-strike count as a hitter. And, you know, you can't stress enough, Kevin Seitzer, we're looking at to get that mindset in your hitters, not to be afraid to be in counts with 2 strikes, to realize that, you know, you can still put the ball in play, still be patient, have good swings.
keeping Kendall close.
I mentioned that Seitzer was second in Rookie of the Year. Mark McGwire was first. Yeah.
Big name.
Yeah,
big
87.
Name.
That's why with 207 hits he didn't win. McGwire had 49 home runs his first year.
The 2-2. Driven to right field. Swisher is there, and he'll put it away for the second out. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. Here's Billy Butler. Now, Butler's a good player, but a number 4 hitter with just 9 home runs. He's more of a doubles guy. He's a line drive hitter. He has 27 doubles, and if he's tried to hit home runs, he wouldn't be as good a hitter, according to the Royals. So they accept him for what he is.
You know, we had a Hal Morris, who I played with in Cincinnati, kind of the same hitter, actually. You know, he fought for the batting championship a couple of years, but, you know, didn't have a lot of run production as a first baseman. So, you know, as an organization, you've got to fill in somewhere else. I mean, your second baseman, your center fielder, left fielder, you've got to get power numbers from somewhere if your first baseman's not going to drive in a lot of runs and hit a lot of home runs.
Runner goes, and the perfect hit and run. Cano was covering the ball through the vacated hole. Moving to third is Kendall, and Butler picks himself up a single.
I would imagine Ned Yost has no problem getting that hit and run to anybody in this lineup. And you see, runner in motion, Cano in motion, good things happen. That's why you put that hit and run in, get that defense moving. Right behind him, not much Robbie can do.
On July 4th, Butler actually got his 500th major league hit, and he's the youngest player in the major leagues with 500 hits. Just 24 years old.
Here's Jose Guillen. Now, Guillen has some power. He has 15 home runs. And there's a strike. Guillen might be a guy that people could look at as trade bait. Might be able to infuse some power into a lineup for a contending team. The 0-1. Foul back. Now, the Royals did make a trade before the game. Alberto Callaspo, who was in the lineup, batting 6th and playing third base, and he was yanked out of the lineup about 45 minutes before the game. He was traded to the Angels for Sean O'Sullivan, who beat the Yankees on Tuesday.
I had heard a rumor that the Angels were looking to get Jose Lopez or Callaspo. Jose Lopez from Seattle.
Line drive down the left field line. It is a base hit. And it'll be one hop up against the wall. Kendall will score. Butler goes to third. It's an RBI double for Guillen. And the Royals are on the board. They lead 1-0.
Well, I'll tell you what, he had a good swing at the first pitch, and you know, we're going to see a replay, I'm sure. But boy, quick inside. Guillen gets to this ball. That ball's inside. Pulls his hands in and absolutely hammers it down the left field line. I don't know if he's gimping a little bit, but he didn't run too well. Sure double. Good piece of hitting.
Michael, you remember when Callaspo first came up, he played second base for the Royals, and the feeling is he's a better third baseman, and that's what the Angels were looking for because was it Brandon Wood?
Brandon Wood
didn't play well at all.
Here's Wilson Betemit. Yankees familiar with Betemit. He did not do well with them, but they turned him into Nick Swisher, which turned out to be a great deal for the Yankees.
Yeah, Betemit hit a home run his first time up for the Yankees, and then it was kind of all downhill.
Hot shot and past a diving A-Rod and down the left field line. That's going to score 2. Betemit goes for 2, and the throw is in time.
I don't know, did Guillen? I'm telling you, he didn't score, no.
And they're saying that Guillen did not score. A good pickup by O'Neill. Guillen was not running hard enough, so he was not past home plate when this tag was made. And the runner actually was safe at second base. 2-run score on 4 hits. And the Yankees coming to bat. little lack of hustle by Jose Guillen, Paul.
You know, Jose Guillen didn't look like he was running well when he hit his double. But, you know, Bettamy drills one down the line, and you could tell Brett Gardner going, he's kind of limping in, but good call by the home play umpire. He did not score. Now we're going to check out the slow-mo. The yes slow, super slow-mo is pretty close there.
I think he's out.
IOTV HD Super Shot.
Good calls all around.
Eric Cooper, the home plate umpire, that was a great call. And he immediately signaled up to the press box that the run did not score. So it scored a single and RBI, and he's outstretching 7-4. So an eventful top of the first, Bruce Chen gets himself 2 runs, and Derek Jeter, the captain, will lead off. And there's a strike. And you'll see Cooper turn around and say, nope, he did not score.
Yeah, Guillen's struggling a little bit. You can tell, I mean, he's a DH, so you won't see it defensively, but he's not running well. And, you know, it's hard for Bettamy. You know, you're aggressive. You got to know who's running ahead of you, but it's hard to realize that a guy can't score on a long single it became. But
well, he's trying to get in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, as a hitter, you drill the ball down the line. Your first instinct is to try to run it into a double. Again, you know, you saw some good at-bats from the Royals in the first inning. CC Sabathia is going to be in for a challenge tonight, getting some outs.
Jeter punches it through, but grabbed there by Aviles, and Jeter gets a base hit. That is a nice play by the second baseman to keep it out of the outfield, but Jeter with an infield single. Let's look at tonight's Yankees starting lineup, presented by Lexus. You already saw Jeter. Nick Swisher's in right, Mark Teixeira's at first, Alex Rodriguez at third baseman, cleans up. Batting fifth and playing second, Cano. Posada will catch, Timms will DH, Curtis Granderson in center field, and Brett Gardner, the left fielder, will bat ninth.
Check out the numbers on Bruce Chen, veteran left-hander. 5-3, pretty good record. Decent ERA. Less than a hit per inning. And let's check out the scouting report on Bruce Chen. A well-traveled left-hander.
There's a lot of them out there, isn't he?
He's pitched for 10 different teams. He's got a very good curveball, and against the Yankees, he's pitched 52 innings. He's given up 17 home runs for the Yankees in 52 innings.
Kenny, you've seen a lot more than Chen over the years, but to me, it looks like he's changed his arm angle. It looks like he's a little sidearm more than he used to. He was a young phenom with Atlanta early, right? Came up with the good pitchers of those days.
He's from Panama.
And he has also changed the way he's pitched. Forget the arm angle. Last year, he threw 36% fastballs and 40% changeups. This year, he's thrown 55% fastballs and 11% changeups. Strike. I think what a lot of pitchers are learning just from watching a guy like Jamie Moyer who just went on the DL, you don't have to throw 90 to throw a fastball as long as it's well located. Kind of a slingshot motion for him.
Yeah, he used to be much more on top, and it's probably why he's changed, not throwing as many change-ups from that angle.
Look down.
Get a lot more movement on that slider you see, or his curveball, and you know, you can get some movement on that fastball. But again, he's a guy that needs to locate really well. Not going to overpower you.
You can see the scar on his elbow. You can see the redness of Tommy John. It's like a badge of honor.
Yeah,
for pitchers.
High fly ball, left field. Posednik is there for the first out.
Oh, those are the ones, Kenny, you go back to the dugout and you know you just missed it. Swisher knows that, you know, that's just a good pitch to hit, good swing. Just didn't quite square it up, all right over the middle of the plate. Like he actually jumped out a little bit right at the end, popped it up.
Now here's Mark Teixeira. 6 home runs lifetime against Chen. 4 home runs in his last 4 plate appearances against Chen.
It's like the playground.
Stickball.
He's got 7 lifetime hits against him, and 6 of them are home runs.
Teixeira 12 for his last 27, getting the average up to respectability. having a great July.
Like, Paul, when you pitch to your kids in the backyard and they just hit home runs off you.
Oh, yeah. I was the youngest of 5 of us, so I was giving up a lot of home runs. A lot of tears, a lot of home runs in home run derby at the O'Neill household. Team O'Neill, I didn't score real well. I tell you what, Billy Butler, he's got a souped up glove over there, doesn't he? Yeah, bright blue.
It's like you should have racing stripes on it.
That's team colors right there.
Told you about how hot Teixeira has been. He's battling for Player of the Month of this month. 383 in 16 games, 5 homers, and 17 runs batted in. Story in the paper today that hitting coach Kevin Long has liked Teixeira's right-handed swing all year. His left-handed swing they've been working on and kind of shortened his stride to get him to the ball quicker. But the righty swing, they haven't had to work that much. Just that you don't face that many left-handers. The 2-1. 3-1.
I think Chen's going to be careful with him.
Yeah, you know, there's a base open in his mind. It might not be first base, but there's a base open in his mind. When a guy has that much success, especially home run wise off you, you're not going to give in.
That one is drilled to left field. Posednik back, it's over his head. 1 hop up against the wall. Jeter will stop at third. It's a double for Teixeira. And for Chen, a little bit of a victory. He kept the ball in the
I
ball.
was going to say, at least he kept it in the yard. Still got an opportunity to.
The only reason he kept it in the yard, didn't get underneath it.
Yeah.
But he hit it hard enough.
Sometimes you hit them so hard, they get that little topspin on them, and you don't get the carry, but that ball hit right on the nose.
Wham. You know, he was in a good hitter's count, 3-1, and when you hit a pitcher well, it seems like he throws something you can always hammer. And this is a solid double off the wall in left field. Was he reached 38 straight games now?
38 straight.
38 straight.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. 74 ribbies for A-Rod. That leads the team. Infield is back. High fly ball down the right field line. Long run for everybody. It dumps in for a base hit. Bounces into the seats for a double. 2-run score. And the Yankees have tied the game.
I'll tell you what, as a hitter, you can't do anything better than just, you know, you get your amount of bloopers throughout the year, but when you get one, you can throw in there for 2 RBIs, too.
And it's your first at bat of the night. You figure I'm going to hit something hard before the night's over.
It's kind of a hanging curveball, you see. Yes, Mo, that it just hit inside the line.
Yeah, Bloomquist was playing over towards right center, expecting A-Rod to pull on. Bruce Chen does not throw that hard. A-Rod down, really driving into runs this month.
22 RBIs in 17 games in July. So he now has 76 on the season. And he knows those don't make the highlight reel, but they still make the stat sheet. So Bruce Chen promptly gives back the 2 that he was given. And that'll bring up Cano. Pitch inside, 1-0.
Might as well keep those numbers up. Those are great numbers. Huh? Look at it. 333, 18 home runs this time of the year. He's done pretty much everything you could possibly do offensively.
Soft ground ball is short. Betancourt gets Cano as A-Rod moves to third. Why don't we check out the entire Kansas City Royals defense, brought to you by Mercedes. In the outfield for Sednick, De Jesus, and Bloomquist. De Jesus has gone 240 straight games without an error. In the infield, Betancourt, Aviles, Butler, and Kendall behind the plate. Chen is on the mound. Now the Royals got on the board first. Usually teams have a losing record when the opposition scores first. But the Yankees have the best record in baseball when scored upon first. They have 24 and 24 in those games.
The ability to come back and come back quickly. Paul, you were talking about the Chen pitch for the Braves first. Braves, Philadelphia, the Mets, Montreal, Cincinnati, Houston, Boston, Baltimore, Texas, now KC.
You know, a lot of players have every uniform that they wore hung up in their den. I mean, there's not room for him to move in that den.
Say that den better be a basement. You need a lot of wall space for that one.
Chen's den. One, two. Only two other pitchers have pitched for more major league teams.
Active or
ever? Mike Morgan and Ronnie Vallone both pitched for 12 teams.
I couldn't imagine playing for 12 different teams. You can?
Bettencourt charges, and
well, that answer was 2 outs, right?
But the Yankees come back. They tie the score. 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 man left. We played 1. It's 2-2 on Yes. Tonight's question is, what is the most memorable moment in Yankees-Royals history? You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. And your choices we will give you in a moment. Here's Mike Aviles.
One of them's got to be the Brett Goose thing, right?
Well, Alex Rodriguez's 500th home run. I don't think that's the one. Chris Chambliss' walk-off against Mark Littell.
That's big. That's big.
And the Pine Tar game.
Yeah.
There are so many of those moments, though. I mean, there's one where Brett and
Nettles
had a real fist fight.
Yeah, that was in the playoffs, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that Nettles kicked Brett in the face.
Didn't Hal McRae go in real hard at second base?
Willie Randolph.
That's another big moment. It's a big moment for Willie.
Yeah, he still walked off the field.
Oh, you talk about Hal McRae to Willie, and he still scowls. He's not happy with that. Aviles, a kid from New York City, a .298 average.
Speaking of second baseman, Willie Randolph was one of the premier second basemen of that time. But Frank White is here tonight. I think he's doing the game for the Royals on TV. He and Willie Randolph took more hits away from me than any two players.
This guy's just a bug you.
And they were too good.
Nobody could take that hit away as Aviles lines one to right field. As if you need some video evidence, this is the Chambliss home run against Mark Littell. Now, the reason this is so big, Yankee fans might be a little bit spoiled, but when he hit this home run in '76, that put them in the World Series for the first time in 12 years. It was an amazing moment, and the Yankees ended up getting swept by the Cincinnati Reds. But just an amazing moment in Yankee Stadium history. And there's Frank White.
Home with Ryan Lefevre. Yeah. Frank won 8 Gold Gloves. And I bet you got 7 of them because of me.
Chico Lynn. Remember Chico Lynn?
Yeah,
Chico
from the Pirates.
That's the guy that used to kill me. And he would play me in right center, and I would just hit it at him every time. Like a little Spider-Man out there, throwing you out from short right field.
And that probably pleased you to no end.
This would drive you crazy.
Frank White actually went to 5 All-Star games.
His number's retired. In Kansas City, number 20. I didn't actually get a chance to speak to him today, but when I see him tomorrow, I will remind him. All those hits he took away.
Still bugs, you see. I'm not the only one, Micah.
I'm learning that. And one thing I want to clear up about Chen, Mike Morgan and Vallone have pitched for the most teams, 12. There are actually 3 other pitchers that have pitched for 11 teams. Terry Mulholland, Julian Tavares, and Rick White. So there are 5 that have pitched for more teams than Bruce Chen. But the 2 that have the most are Morgan and Vallone.
Morgan pitched for the Yankees.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
So did Vallone. A base hit. Boy, they are really teeing off on CC today. He's not fooling them all. Hey, stay tuned during the 6th inning for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network. Paul, what do you think he's doing wrong?
Well, I think guys are battling. I think the pitches, if he's getting a 5-pitch count, he's making one mistake and they're putting in play hard. And right now they're finding holes. And, he got a big break in the first inning getting out of that jam with, Betemit being thrown out at second base. But, going into the game, you knew you were going to have some guys that would put the ball in play. And, if you hit the ball hard and you find holes, it can be a tough night for a pitcher.
Here's Yuniesky Betancourt.
See if Ned Yost is thinking butt here. Nope.
Lofts that one into right center. Granderson got a good jump. He runs it down for the first out. And then fires a strong throw to A-Rod.
Maybe one reason they didn't bunt there is because everybody's hitting the ball so well. Let him swing.
If this plays out, you're going to have a lot of hits, and usually the last team to hit ends up winning. So the Yankees are on a good note there. But offensively, both teams have come out of the gate swinging the bats.
Ned Yost, of course, was manager of the Brewers for a number of years.
Kind of built that franchise up, and then replaced by Dale Swain for the stretch run, and they put together a great stretch run. And CC pitched for Dale Swain and Ned Yost, and they ended up making the playoffs where they lost to the Phillies.
That's when CC was pitching like every 4th day.
And that told baseball people a lot about Sabathia, because he was going to be a free agent at the end of the year, and he was pitching on 3 days rest for the last 3 starts of the season because they needed to win every game. And his agent said, you really shouldn't do this. You get hurt. He says, no, I've got to win for this team.
And his stock rose. I mean, he was a premier pitcher to start with, but his stock rose after that stretch, no doubt about it.
Ned Yost took over this team on May 13th when they fired Trey Hillman. The 0-2 gets away from Posada, but the runners stay put. Now, CC gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Significant for this reason. That's more than he's allowed in 5 of his last 6 starts all game. That's how unusual what's happening in front of us is.
See a lot of young teams. I mean, you're behind in the count. You see strikeouts on pitches like that. And you'll notice the Royals hitters with 2 strikes. I mean, they're putting together really good at-bats. They're waiting to get pitches to hit.
Grounded up the middle and past Jeter into center field. Aviles will score. Stopping at second is Bloomquist, and Posednik picks up an RBI single to give the Royals a 3-2 lead. That seemed like it was moving in slow motion and looked like a sure thing that Jeter would get to it, but didn't.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be at least a force at second base. Ball's hit fairly hard underneath the glove of CC and then off the glove of Jeter and into center field. Looked like he was timing his dive to come up with it, and the ball hopped up over the glove as Jeter's looking at it on its way into center field.
Here's Jason Kendall. Kendall actually caught CC with Milwaukee that year. Pitch is high, but a strike. CC's numbers with the Brewers that season in 17 starts after being traded by the Indians, 11-2 with a 1.65 ERA.
So in other words, they wouldn't have made the playoffs without it.
Jason Kendall, remember him with the Pittsburgh Pirates? He was actually a leadoff hitter for a while. He used to steal some bases, had some will. Never had a lot of power for a catcher, but you know, he was a good hit and run guy. Choked up, slapped the ball around, and you don't see that from the catcher's position very often. But Kenny, we were talking before the game how many career games he has as a catcher, so he's been around a long time with this type of game.
He's incredibly durable. He's the only catcher in the majors to make at least 140 starts in each of his last 8 seasons. Let's see the bad hop. And it's a bad hop because it hit off Jeter's bare hand.
As he was diving. All right.
He's trying to pick up the signs from the catcher. And every once in a while, as an infielder or an outfielder.
Swing and a miss as Kendall down on strikes.
You kind of get in between whether you're going to dive or whether you're not. And it almost looks like Jeter got in between diving, you know, and didn't get that hand out of the way. You're right. It hit his would it be his left hand and popped into his right hand, popped into the outfield.
Jeter directed some traffic at some Yankee Stadium on his uniform. And here's De Jesus. I don't know if it's possible from right field, Paul, but can you see the catcher signs from out there?
No.
Could Bernie see it from center?
Yeah, but Bernie probably wasn't watching. I mean, Bernie would position himself because of the scouting reports. And yeah, I think you might be able to pick up it. I know as a first baseman, Tino would. Obviously, your middle infielders have to know. And as an outfielder, you can usually play off your middle infielders. You see them step one way or the other. You kind of know if it's off speed or a fastball.
Sometimes your infielders will let you know if it's going to be an off-speed pitch in the outfield. He has to have a signal where the infielder will put his hand behind his back and scratch his back, and that would tell you it's going to be an off-speed pitch. You might play the hitter to pull a little bit more.
So that shot we had from left field, Gardner could not see Posada's signs.
No, there's no way you can see him.
No, because, you know, you keep them back deep as a catcher because you don't want right here. You don't want the third base coach picking them up, and you don't want the first base coach picking the signs up either because they can, you know, let the hitter know what's going on too.
Runners go, throw to third. Not in time, double steal. So Bloomquist goes to third, Posednik to second.
This is good base running. I mean, you're trying to do something, and again, you got a left-handed hitter up there, makes it very tough to steal third base. But, you know, if you're the manager for a team like this, don't you take every chance? Don't you go out and let your kids play? I mean, you're playing the New York Yankees. What do you got to lose?
Exactly. I mean, maybe you gain some confidence with some of these younger guys. I'm not so sure they did that on their own because Posednik was right in line with it. It's almost as if they had the sign. If you get the jump, you go ahead. Get another runner in the scoring position.
You know, as a hitter, if you see those guys in motion, it's almost you lock up. You want to see that stolen base. Much easier to hit 2 men in scoring position. You know, really dig in as a hitter to try to drive in a couple runs.
That is an odd contraption on the hand.
You know, it's not that cold out here.
Once in a while, you know, as a base runner, you know, you'll flare your hands out as you slide, or even if you're a head first diver, you know, you can bang up those hands, and it's kind of a reminder. That's more than a reminder. That's
well, he's among the league leaders in stolen bases, so maybe just jamming a finger into a bag.
Swing and a miss. David De Jesus down on strikes. Well, one more run on 3 hits and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-2 KC. By Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. 3 more games against the Royals tomorrow night, then Saturday and Sunday afternoon. And then 4 games in Cleveland against the Indians, all night games. And then 2 night games and a day game in Tampa Bay as the Yankees finish up July and head into August. There are more games in the rearview mirror than there are in the windshield. Royals lead 3-2.
Got the dog days.
Yeah.
So,
Here's Marcus Thames, and there's a strike. Tim's had put together a pretty nice year, limited playing time. But when he comes in there, he usually makes a contribution. Got off to a very strong start. Foul back.
This is his specialty, hitting against left-handed pitchers.
One of those guys that checks the paper to see who's throwing that series. I got a couple lefties. Might have a chance for a couple starts.
Did he go around? Yes, he did. So Tim's down on strikes. Hey, tonight after the postgame, Yes celebrates Hall of Fame weekend with the debut of an updated Yankeeography featuring Hall of Famer Goose Gossage with new footage, including Goose's induction at Cooperstown. It's an updated Yankeeography Goose Gossage tonight after the postgame. Only on Yes. Hey, we all should congratulate, speaking of the Hall of Fame, longtime Daily News columnist Bill Madden. There's a bunt, and it's bunted foul by Granderson, who will receive the Spink Award, which is the writer's version of being put into the Hall of Fame. He'll be up there this weekend, and I'm sure it's a really, really special honor for Bill, and we send out our congratulations to him.
Certainly, Bill, and I'm sure he's working on his speech right now.
And a member of our broadcast fraternity, John Miller of Sunday Night Baseball, and the San Francisco Giants will go into the broadcasters wing of the Hall of Fame, so congratulations to him. Foul back.
John Miller, I mean, he has that voice that you just turn on and you know it's a baseball game. You don't even have to see a picture or anything. You know it's a baseball game. He's been doing it for a long time.
He started with the Red Sox.
Went to the Orioles?
Yeah. First year with the Orioles. Team won the World Series.
Not a bad way to break in.
And then he went to San Francisco.
He's been at ESPN over 20 years. Swing and a miss. Granderson down on strike. So 2 strikeouts for Chad.
See Curtis Granderson. He's just kind of caught in a funk. He got a couple hits yesterday, but the ball up in the zone. But, you know, a breaking ball up in the zone for a lefty, that's a pretty good pitch to hit. I mean, that didn't have a lot of break on it. And you go back and you just wonder, you know, sometimes you jump out there a little bit too quick, what causes you to miss those balls up in the zone.
Here's Brett Gardner, 1 hit in his last 16 at-bats.
I think Chen would fall into that category. Soft tossing lefty. Crafty.
It's that word tossing. Soft tossing, hard throwing. You know, if you hear this is a soft tosser, you feel you're going to see some changeups, some breaking balls. Every time I face a guy like this, I would think nothing but out in here. Left center field, so you don't pull off anything.
And you never hear a soft tossing righty.
No.
Or crafty righty.
Because they're not in the game. They're soft tossing like pizzas or something because they don't stay in the game long enough.
Yeah, they're soft tossing down at AAA.
The 1-2. Great line by Gardner. He got thrown out arguing the second strike call. Colin Curtis pinch hit the home run yesterday, and when Curtis went into the dugout, then down in the alleyway, Gardner was there and said, "You're welcome."
I mean, as a fan's point of view, you know, it's great. A kid comes off the bench, hits a pinch hit home run. You just don't realize how hard that is to be sitting on the bench thinking you're not playing. All of a sudden, kid, grab a bat, run up your 0-2 in the middle of, you haven't warmed up, nothing. Fight back, get 3-2, and hit a home run. I mean, it's almost a story in one at bat.
There's a ground ball of Betancourt. Going to be a tough play, and they just get the hustling Gardner for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. We've played 2 here at the stadium. Royals 3 and the Yankees 2 on yes. Royals lead the Yankees 3-2. Butler singled in the first inning and came around to score. Hey, one more thing about the Colin Curtis pinch hit home run. If you get a chance and you haven't read the papers yet, Mike Vaccaro wrote the greatest column. He got a hold of Colin Curtis's dad, who was watching the game on his computer in Washington, and he was at work. There's a ground ball to short. Jeter's there. And the father let out a scream that people thought that something happened. But, Vaccaro wrote a great column, so if you get a chance, read it. It really does capture, there's families behind people and what it means. They've been there the whole time, and his father was going nuts.
3,000 miles away.
Yeah. And he couldn't speak when the workers came in to see what was wrong. And he just kept pointing to the screen.
We were there when we saw his dad when he got his first major league hit. He couldn't speak that night either.
That's a story in baseball that's never going to change. It's always been there. When kids come up, they get their first hits, their first home runs, and this day and age with everything on television, you see the reactions of the families, and that's one thing. That first hit, first home run is never going to change. Big thrill.
Now, you guys, both of your dads played huge roles in your becoming baseball. What did it mean to them that you became baseball players?
I could not wait to get home the night I got my first hit to call my father, because you're right. They have big parts of your career coaching through Little League, and you're almost as happy for them as you are for yourself.
The 1-2. Grounded softly to Jeter, and Guillen is out for the second out. And this is what Colin's dad was watching on his computer yesterday.
3-2 pitch. Lined into the seats, and that was the home run that really put the game to bed for the Yankees. A 3-run shot. As they went on to win it, they scored 10-6.
4 for 8 as a pinch hitter with 6 runs batted in.
Yeah, he's been awesome off the bench.
Now, Kenny, your dad made you a switch hitter, right?
Yeah, kind of. If you want to really know the story, it was Mickey Mantle who made the switch hitter. Watching Mickey on TV. But my dad got to see my first major league hit, my first major league home run, because he came in the same game on TV. The game was in Montreal, and he was at home watching here in New York. And he was probably pointing at the screen. He couldn't say anything.
Pitch outside.
Mike, I forgot to tell you, did you hear the news about our boy T-Rock down there in his defensive play?
No, what happened?
Oh, he made it on Sports Center, on Play of the Day. He's got all kind of numbers. He's got a full resume now.
I did hear that he's retained an agent.
Absolutely. That's what one play this day and age will do for you.
It's going to ruin his amateur status. Terrence Roker.
T-Rock.
Oh, here it is.
Yes, get up.
Here's the play, though.
Catching the helmet.
It's nothing, too.
He's locked in, though.
He's hypnotized.
Swing and a miss. Nice comeback inning for CC Sabathia. Retires a side in order on just 9 pitches. We go to the bottom of the third. It's KC 3 and New York 2. left sleeve, a black armband in memory of the late Ralph Houk, passed away yesterday. Managed the Yankees to 2 world championships, won 2 world championships as a player with the Yankees, a war hero, as Derek Jeter hits one deep to center field. DeJesus back, still back, track, wall. He can't make the play, couldn't hold on, and he is hurt. Jeter rounding the bases. He's at third. They're sending him home. Here's the throw. Here's the play. And inside the park, home run for Derek Jeter. And the Yankees have tied the score at 3. And now you hope that DeJesus is okay.
It's funny. Right before that pitch, I was going to say, you almost see Derek getting into one of those Jeet hot streaks. Everything he's hitting falling now. And this was almost a tremendous play in center field. But Jeet always gets out of the box quick. DeJesus, you talked about it, a great defensive outfielder.
Well, he gave it the old college try in center field. Jeter hits this one very well. Watch the glove hand. I think he's going to jam it into the wall after did he hold on? And the ball comes out of the glove. He actually had it, then jammed his wrist into the wall there. So he made a great catch, but the ball is going to come out as he jams his wrist, and he's going to have to come out of the ball game. And in Mo, you can see that immediately he's in pain.
Kenny, you know as well as I do, that's not good. Chances are DeJesus is going to be out for a while. He's had a tremendous year defensively. It reminds me of Ken Griffey Jr. a lot when he used to go into the wall. It's not a good thing because your hand's kind of locked in that glove where it doesn't bend real easy, and there's too many bones in your hands when it plays like that.
That's Jeter's 9th home run, his first since June 12th, 124 at bats ago. And he ties the score. It's his second inside the park home run. The other one was in his rookie season of August 2nd, 1996 against Kansas City. And you hope that DeJesus is okay.
He's going to be replaced in center field by Rich Ankiel, who was just activated today when Alberto Callaspo was traded to the Angels. I'll tell you what, that was a tremendous effort. He doesn't look to be in too much pain, but you don't know.
When that wrist goes, in slow-mo, you don't realize the force that, when you're going full speed into that wall.
So Rick Ankiel takes over in center, a former pitcher who lost the ability to throw strikes and has been able to make the transition to position player. And he will bat in the number 3 hole vacated by DeJesus.
Remember the year that we played the Mets, actually, in the World Series. Tino and I were watching the playoffs because you watch the playoffs from the other side to see who you're going to face. And, the Cardinals were in the running there, and Ankiel was pitching. And I'm looking at Tino thinking, man, this guy's going to be a tough at bat because he was wild half the time. Obviously, we ended up playing the Mets that year, and the Cardinals weren't in it.
Betamete throws out Swisher, 1 away.
Mondo, you were talking about Ralph Houk managing the Yankees in 2 world championships. First 2 seasons as a manager, 61 and 62. The Yankees had actually fired Casey Stengel for basically losing the World Series in 1960. And the Yankees, that was the first year that they played a 162-game schedule in 1961. And, of course, Maris and Mantle waged that battle for the home run championship and the break Babe Ruth's record, which Maris eventually did. But that Yankee team was 109 and 53 in 1961. They had that was a team that kind of made me want to be a baseball player. They had a great team. Elston Howard hit 348 that year. The Yankees had 5 players with 20 or more home runs. Yogi hit 22. There is Ralph Houk, who passed away. Moose Gowan hit 28. Johnny Blanchard 21. Roger Maris 61, and Mickey Mantle hit 54. That was and they set the record for 240 home runs that year, which stood until the early 2000s.
It's a lot of damage for that time. That era of baseball.
No DH.
Yeah.
Yeah, Whitey Ford won 25 games that year. That was a great baseball team.
They consider that one of the best baseball teams ever.
It was the best one I ever saw.
And the 3-2. If you look at Houk's career, it was amazing. Backup catcher behind Yogi, a coach under Casey Stengel. He won 2 world championships as a player. Kenny mentioned the 2 as a manager. Then he got swept by the Dodgers in '63. They asked him to become the GM. He hired Yogi Berra in '64. That one is ripped to left field. Another base hit for Teixeira. And it gets past Pasednik and goes to the wall. As Teixeira goes to second, we'll see if they score that.
Say, Kenny, every once in a while you see an infielder get eaten up because the ball's hit hard. You don't see outfielders get eaten up like that. That ball was absolutely smoked. But let's see what happened in the middle of this play.
He's 9 for 13 against him now. Man. It's like he was playing third base.
Yeah.
And that's a single and an E7. Here's Alex Rodriguez. A bloop double for 2 runs in the first inning. Grounded to short, backhanded by Betancourt. The long throw got him. Yankees don't seem like they want me to tell the story of Ralph Houk. But just finishing up, he hired Yogi. Then the Yankee owner said, we want Johnny Keane. And Ralph Houk said that's the toughest thing he ever had to do, was call up Yogi and fire him. They didn't talk for a long time. Johnny Keane got hired. Yankees took a nosedive. Ralph Houk took back over the team and managed the team until 1973. He was actually the first manager that managed under George Steinbrenner. Then he left at the end of that year, become the Tiger manager, and then ended up becoming the Red Sox manager before retiring. But a war hero, Purple Heart, and also on the Bronze and Silver Star. He was at the Battle of the Bulge, and he ended up getting the title of Major, and he actually kept that throughout his big league career, too. They called him the Major. And players love playing for the guy.
See those old spring training videos. They make you feel just young again. You see the palm trees and the clouds, and even, you know, the old players. It brings back their youth. Those are neat highlights.
Those palm trees are a lot taller now.
Yeah, probably been replanted and just that tall again.
I'll tell you what, there have been some rockets all over this ballpark tonight. For these two teams, batting practice has just continued on into the game. It's just a matter of which pitcher kind of rights himself. And CC's kind of had he had a strong inning in the third.
And it looked like he picked up a little bit on his velocity on his fastball. Threw a couple pitches, 96, got a couple strikeouts.
It's almost like he said enough's enough.
Yeah, pick it up a little bit early here and try to shut things down.
3-0. And with first base open, they don't intentionally walk Cano, but they don't give him anything to hit. And that'll bring up Posada.
Ned Yost still looking out there in the left field, trying to figure out what happened on that ball.
Well, here's Posada, who grounded to short in the first inning. A lot of pressure on the number 6 batter in the Yankee lineup. People are pitching around Cano, and the number 6 batter has to make the other teams pay. That's Cano's 32nd walk of the year. He had 30 all of last year. And he has 10 intentional walks. So the number 6 hitter has to make them pay. Otherwise, they'll keep pitching around him. It makes sense. It's silly to pitch to him. The 1-0. The 1-1. And the count 2-1.
I was watching the screen, watching the game, and I saw the the salt. I thought we hit the picture-in-picture button or something. I didn't know what was going on.
Angelina Jolie, new movie. And in the business, Paul, we call that an elevator.
Yeah.
It comes up and it goes down.
I'm going to take the elevator later. It's not going to get me a picture on the screen.
Count 3-1. Yankees showing a little more patience with Chen. He doesn't really want to throw the ball over the plate because his stuff is not electric. He wants you to help him get yourself out. And he walks Posada, and the bases are loaded for Timms.
Well, if he thinks it's going to work against the Yankees, very patient team. They're up there. I think the Yankees are leading the league in walks.
You know, it always seems to amaze me, though, how many pitchers come in here. And the pitchers that just flat out go after the Yankee hitters and basically pitch backwards to counts are fine. The pitchers that try to nitpick and get guys to swing out of the zone, they continue to dig holes, and they're going to give up big numbers.
The Yankees actually, by putting 10 runs on the board yesterday, got to 500 runs on the season. And only the Red Sox have scored more. They've only scored 2 more.
Much more. I mean, that ballpark, too, adds runs to, I mean, Fenway Park's always been notorious for giving up a lot of runs. So it shows you, even with, you know, guys not having career years, how potent this offense can be.
Bob McClure, the pitching coach, comes out and talks with Chen.
Bob McClure, boy, did he have a curveball.
Yeah, I faced him. Yeah, he had good stuff with Milwaukee.
Hey, Michael, look, we got another elevator. See this?
Yankees, by the way, are third in the major leagues in walks. The Rays are first, and the Braves are second. Let's see what Timms has done with the bases loaded. Good numbers. Now, you always worry that, the pitching coach just said throw strikes. If he throws a strike right on the plate, it's 7-3. That sometimes happens as well. He was trying to make it 7-3. Count 1-1. Hot shot. Right at Betamete, and that'll do it. But the Yankees tie the score. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and the bases are left loaded. The 1 run came from the bat and the legs of Derek Jeter. He motored around the bases for an inside the park home run to tie the game at 3. Quitline quiz. Which former Yankee was the first Kansas City Royals player to win Rookie of the Year? Now, I know this one.
I know this one, too. I'm hot this year.
Don't say anything. You can lose your job.
What was the question again?
Now that I know all the lingo and the elevators and everything, they're going to take the job away from me? No? I'm just learning the language up here.
Here's Mike Aviles. It's a strike. Aviles with his first major league hit at the old Yankee Stadium on June 28th. Back in 2008.
Looking at my schedule, I'm even making a road trip later.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Texas.
That is an unbelievable trip for you. That one's driven deep to right. Swisher back, leaps, can't make the play. Backing up is Granderson, and Aviles is going to stop at second.
I'll tell you, Kenny, this is becoming a broken record, but again, I mean, good at bat, balls hit hard, both sides just going at it.
Aviles is now 2 for 2. Got outfielders plastered up against the wall. Nick Swisher going after this one for all he's worth. Let's see how looked like the ball went on the side of his glove.
Yeah, you know, every once in a while in slow motion, you know, it looks so easy. So you start to get a little gun shy. You start trying to pick up the wall. You know, as an outfielder, ideally you sprint to the wall and then find the ball. But easier said than done on balls hit like that are line drives. You don't have a lot of time to do what you're taught to do. But you get back there as quick as you can. But like I said, on TV and in slow motion, these plays look a lot easier than they are.
A bunt by Bloomquist. They have one play. They make it at first. So the sacrifice moves Aviles over to third. Now, I don't know about you. You're playing the Yankees. You got Bruce Chen on the mound. You're playing for 1 run in the 4th inning.
Well, it's funny because it was an inning ago that, you know, you had first and second, nobody out, and you didn't bunt. And you end up not doing anything. So every once in a while, players will do things on their own, trying to, you overthink the game a little bit. And again, this is two teams that are putting the ball in play hard. You're going to let your hitters win or lose this game tonight.
Infield is in. So the Yankees bring the infield in, and it's 3-3 in the 4th inning. And I was watching a Met game the other night against the Diamondbacks, and they're down 4-0 in the 2nd inning. A runner at third, nobody out, and they didn't bring the infield in until 2 pitches in. High fly ball, shallow center. Tagging is Aviles. And a great play by Cano for the 2nd out, and he throws home.
Yeah, this is a play as a runner on third base. You're going to look at this play develop, and you know your only way to score is if Robinson Cano catches this ball with his back to the infield. But runner never got back to third base. Great play. Right here as a runner, you have to make your decision to go back. It looks like Cano is going to be the only one to make the play, and you might have a chance, although his arm is strong.
That ball just stuck in the glove. Outfielders are too deep. When you bring the infield in, there's always that danger of a blooper just falling in where an infielder in normal depth might have had a chance to make the play. So Cano ranged far into the outfield, made the play, and you're right, Paul, he does have a strong arm.
You know, the funny thing is, you know, you look at that play and where he caught it in the outfield, and you used to see him make that play, but with the infield in, he went a long way to get that ball.
You know what it kind of reminded me of with the 24 in his back? Willie Mays.
Big Willie.
Yeah, over the shoulder catch.
I wonder if he's going to win the Gold Glove this year. He's had a great year in the field. Posednik fouls it away. Is this what you're thinking about, Kenny?
Oh, my goodness. We have everything.
Well, the boys in the truck are hot tonight. Huh?
And that was against Vic Wertz in the World Series. The Giants against the Indians.
Funny how you watch sports and certain numbers just dictate certain people. That, you know, you watch football. I see number 12. I think of Joe Namath. You know, you think 24, Willie Mays. It just...
I was thinking Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, you have been on TV too long.
8-pitch inning for Sabathia, and they survive the leadoff double. We go to the bottom of the 4th. This is the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Which former Yankee was the first Kansas City Royal player to win Rookie of the Year?
Gotta be Lou Piniella, right?
Your buddy, let's see.
Yeah.
Sweet Lou. Did it in 1969.
Lou's still making news, huh?
Big news.
Yeah,
said that this is it for him with the Cubs.
So the list of managers or the managerial candidates should come up pretty soon. Ryan Sandberg should get a shot.
Well, that's what everybody thinks is going to happen. But you got some big names out there. That one is line to left center, a base hit. Rick Van Keel cuts it off. So a single for Granderson. And you hear Tony La Russa, whose contract is up at the end of this year. You hear now Joe Torre.
Joe Girardi.
Joe Girardi, whose contract is up, but Joe said he wants to stay with the Yankees. And that's an attractive job because the guy who goes there and wins a World Series is going to be king for a day, a month, a year, or forever. 101 years without a World Series.
Governor of Illinois.
Anything you want in Illinois, right?
I mean, if you're a backup offensive lineman on the Bears, you get your own restaurant in Chicago.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody gets a restaurant or a bar. It's great. Who's Gardner? Shows bunt, takes low.
Looks like the Rush Street kind of guy.
Oh, I love Chicago. Yeah. What a great town.
Great town in the summer.
Yeah, really.
I'll take it in the winter, too. It's still a great town. It starts on a coat.
It is a great town, but I've been there in the winter, and it wasn't quite as attractive.
Some say coats don't even work in Chicago. You might as well just go out in a muscle shirt because you're going to freeze anyway. It doesn't matter what you have.
I got to admit, it was a long time ago, but, winter's still cold there, from what I understand.
Well, yeah, I mean, you did something terrible a couple of times we were in Chicago, though. I mean, I still can't believe it. You were staying in a hotel. We were doing the games, Yankee White Sox, and you knew that the person I wanted to meet in the world back then was Jennifer Aniston. She's staying in the hotel.
She walked right by me.
You could have stopped her.
What am I going to say? Hi? Huh? Like she's going to stop and talk to me?
She might.
Yeah.
I got a friend who wants to meet you.
And I got a wife and kids that are going to hit me in the head if I stop her. How's that?
Well, now I don't want to meet her, but you missed my point.
I'm going to say to my wife, the only reason I sat and talked to her was to try to set Michael up.
Yeah. Now, she would have understood. Nobody loves me. Same hotel, never once stopped her.
I'm glad I wasn't in town.
Good teammate.
She's filming a movie. I forget what movie it was.
The Breakup.
Oh, yeah.
Vince
there
Vaughn.
You go.
Yeah.
Well, too late for her.
That's right. That train pulled out of town on July 7th. Count 3-0.
You missed the boat.
Poor Jenny.
She's heartbroken, I bet.
.30 pitch. There's a strike to Gardner.
See if Joe Girardi starts something there. He's got to run it with some speed at first. Gardner makes a lot of contact. Hey, why not put him in motion? Everybody's hitting the ball hard tonight.
There haven't been too many swings and misses all night, has there?
The ball's been hit very hard all night long. Now Chen's thinking right along with the throw of the first. Check on him.
I tell you, if you're Wilson betting me, look at the third baseman.
Wilson, too close.
Yeah, you're in there. Your head's up, man.
High pop-up.
Nobody can see it.
Aviles cannot see it. The shortstop does and makes a nice play. Betancourt backing up Aviles, who said right away, I can't see it. And it's that time of the night, kind of twilight, not quite dark, not daylight.
I tell you what, that is such a bad feeling, Ken. I know that you've seen it too. I mean, Aviles, you can't find the ball, and you know it's a matter of time. That clock's going on in your head. What a heads-up play by Betancourt. And those are the plays as a manager. You look out there and you say, you know what? That's just a heads-up play by a guy who knows how to play baseball.
Yeah, but if that is in the outfield, the outfielders do not have enough time to get over and help the other guy.
No. We look like fools out there because the ball's dropping and the people are booing. And how can you not see it? The guy's in the stands saw it. How can you not see it?
It's the only guy in the ballpark didn't see it.
It happens.
You ever get hit in the mug?
You know what? I did in New Britain, Connecticut. I dove for a ball, hit me in right center. The ball ended up in left center, hit me right on top of the head.
It went to left center?
Yeah, I act like I was hurt. Hurt my feelings and everything. That was the Eastern League, yeah. Yep. New Britain, Connecticut.
I missed that league. I heard it was a pitcher's league.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the Eastern League.
I know why now.
That's right.
Must have bad lights.
I remember that play like it was yesterday. How can that happen?
I did my AA time in the Texas League.
I'm just glad they didn't have YouTube back then.
Every game was 200 degrees. Played in Amarillo, and the stockyards were right behind the outfield fence. And when the wind blew a certain way, you knew the stockyards were back.
Well, he's playing catch with Butler, much to the annoyance of the crowd. I'm going to tie it all together for you, Paul. Al Leiter, our colleague, was running sprints in the minor leagues. They got smashed in the face during batting practice, and the ball was hit by Roberto Kelly, who then in turn was traded for you. See how it all comes around?
It's the circle of life.
Yeah,
huh?
circle of life.
Trying to
Hakuna Matata.
You got a lot of things going on in that head. I'm glad it's big. You know that? I'll tell you what. These pitchers got to just feel like they're never getting off the mound. They're never getting out of trouble. Guys are just digging in up there. It's just one of those nights.
1-2. 2-2. Derek is 2 for 2. Infield single in the hole on the right side, scored in the first. Then an inside the park home run off the glove of De Jesus in center. That came in the third. Derek's 9th home run of the year.
Kenny, we were talking yesterday, and you know, the Derek, you see his numbers at 272, and you say, you know, he's a hot streak away, and Derek does. He goes through some streaks. You know, he's got 5 hits in his last, 6 or 7 at bats, so he's going through one of those streaks now where the ground balls are getting through the hole. We just hit an inside the park thing. It might be one of those things that kind of changes his year around.
It's like you slowly climb, on that roller coaster when you slowly climb up, and then you get to the point, the apex, and whoo, here I go, yeah. Might be one of those deals.
A lot of players, you get in these hot streaks, and you throw up a 6 for 10, and in the back of your mind, you just start thinking, this can't last forever. It's negative thinking. I never felt that Derek Jeter has negative thoughts. He could be 10 for 10 and still think that he's going to get 5 more hits, and that's why he has those prolonged streaks where he just gets a lot of hits.
Well, to be a good hitter, you have to have positive thoughts. You got to believe you can do it.
Had those nights, Kenny, where you just don't feel good at the plate. You're 0 for 4, and if you got a 5th at bat up, you're on deck. You're like, you know what? Let's just go tomorrow. Jeep was always the guy who running up and down the lineup.
There's a ground ball, tough up. Betamete comes up with it. There's one, not in time on the return.
He was a guy that was 0 for 4 and hoping we got a rally going just so he'd get another at bat because he knew he was going to get a hit. And I'd look at Tino in the dugout and like, why? It just had a lot of confidence. Tough hop right there, Betamete. Not quick enough to turn 2 with Jeep, but good solid play.
There's Swisher.
Swisher's had a couple of good swings tonight. He just doesn't have anything to show for it yet. A fly out and a ground out. I get the feeling he's going to get into one pretty soon here.
And he does. Laps a base hit to left field.
Amazing working with this guy, isn't it?
He's the best.
You can see it coming. Yeah, Swisher just missed it. Got underneath one in the first inning, hit the ball hard his second time up in this one. He just got to find a hole. Everybody else has been, so he gets himself a hit.
The funny thing is, I mean, the Kansas City Royals are used to playing games like this. I mean, we've said it many times. They're leading the league and leading baseball in hits, so it's not an offensive problem. You know, if you're leading the league in hitting and you still have a losing record, chances are your pitching's not doing very well either.
And there's a strike to Teixeira. Teixeira is 2 for 2. He's 14 for his last 29. And he has the average now up to 260. Foul back. Lifetime against Chen, 9 for 13 with 6 home runs.
It's funny, this is his third at bat. He's probably taken 3, 4, 5 swings today, and every one of them looks like he's been. That's the first pitch all night that Chen looks like he kind of mixed him up. He got in on him a little bit on that pitch.
Strike 3. And he is down looking, so Chen gets a big out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We played 4 here at the stadium. A lot of offense. Thank you, Bob. We'll hear from Bob a little bit later on. Then the post game as well. It's 3-3, top of the 5th inning here at the stadium. And here is Jason Kendall leading off. And he swings at the first pitch and lofts it to right field. Swisher. 1 pitch, 1 out. It's time now for the results to the Toyota text poll. You've been texting us at 58772. The question, what is the most memorable moment in Yankees-Royals history? And here's how you voted. 49% say it's the Pine Tar game. Only 28% the Chandless walk-off. It wasn't even called a walk-off then. And Alex Rodriguez's 500th home run. And here's Rick Ankiel's first at bat.
That was a new term, a walk-off? When did that come about?
People didn't call it walk-offs. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd say it's in the last
10 years?
Maybe less, Ken, right? Maybe 5 or 6 years. Now, Ankiel replaced De Jesus, and De Jesus suffered a strained right shoulder. Oh, this was in 05 here at Yankee Stadium, and then he hurt his gloved hand on the play by Jeter. So Yankee Stadium hasn't been very good for De Jesus, the kid from Brooklyn.
And Keel is quite a story. I mean, he was a pitcher at one time for the Cardinals, and a pretty good one until, as you said, Michael, he lost the ability to throw strikes. And he had to go to the minor leagues, learn how to play the outfield, because he'd always been a pretty good hitting pitcher. And now he's back as an outfielder.
Makes pitching tough, doesn't it? Lose the ability to throw strikes, huh?
Well, it's happened to some other pitchers.
Yeah.
Steve Blass. I think there was another pitcher of note that just all of a sudden. And Blass.
He was a closer, right? I mean,
No, he was a starter. Yeah, for Pittsburgh.
Big name pitcher, though.
Yeah, he won the 7th game of the World Series. And what happened was that he eventually quit because he felt he was going to hurt a hitter because he couldn't throw strikes. And he went upstairs and been broadcasting for the Pittsburgh Pirates ever since.
Unfortunately for him, though, when someone can't throw strikes, it's called Steve Blass disease.
Yeah.
And now when players get mad and like they hit the water cooler, they say he won O'Neill.
He won O'Neill. It's funny. I saw Brett Gardner today, and he's like, "It's funny. I've never been thrown out of a game. I didn't even know what to say." So I looked at him, and bro, I can give you plenty. I got plenty of ammo for you. But you really, I asked him what he said. He told me, and he had no right to get thrown out.
He didn't say a magic word. No.
Anything.
But there is a rule. You're not allowed to argue.
You know what?
Strikes,
you went into yesterday of the spirit of the game.
Right.
I mean, if you can't question a call or ask where a pitch is, I mean, come on. Are you kidding me?
How many times you get thrown out, Paul? You remember?
No, but it was more than once. I know that. But I mean, you look at Brett Gardner there. I mean, he's a gritty kind of player. He battles at the plate. He's having a great year. He does nothing but go out and play hard. And as an umpire, you're going to throw him out of the game for questioning where a pitch was? We need to go on here, Michael.
Sure. Unless he makes it out. The 1-2.
I think I got thrown out 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And here's the ejection.
You can see. I mean, it's just. He said right there, I don't even know what to say.
I think one of the times I got thrown out was for getting balls and strikes.
Mm-hmm. You had Earl Weaver getting thrown out enough for everybody, so you didn't have to do anything.
That one is looped into left field. It's a base hit.
He used to give a speech every spring saying, I don't want you guys getting thrown out of games because let me do it. Because I'm not the one who's going to hit the home runs and win the ball game. So I tried to stay in games, but I got thrown out for balls and strikes. I think fighting once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
That wasn't my fault either.
It never is.
Now, our colleague Jack Curry just texted me. He said he looked it up in the new baseball dictionary. And Dennis Eckersley is credited with coining the phrase walk-off. He said it for the first time in 1993.
And he probably called it a walk-off piece.
And he gave up one of the biggest walk-offs of all time to Kirk Gibson.
Maybe that's what the night it was coined.
I don't know. Was that 93? No, I think it was 91.
91? Okay. No, that was
88.
Yeah.
88, I'm sorry.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that throws these years up that don't mean anything.
Here's a scouting report on Jose Guillen, who's a pretty good veteran hitter. He's this year he's hit 7 home runs with 2 outs in an inning, and there's 2 outs in an inning right now. We hope that is passed and out of his system. 328 his last 32 games, and this guy has been around the block. He's played for Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, Arizona, Cincinnati, Oakland, the Angels, Washington, Seattle, and now Kansas City.
You saw in the first inning he doesn't get around the block very quick.
Yeah.
I think he's got a foot problem or a hamstring problem or something, but he still swings the bat. Obviously, you're going to use him in the DH role, but
a lot of times he's been traded because he didn't get along with the people on his team. But he's always had enough talent that somebody else is willing to take it. He looks like he's limping a little bit going down to first.
So a walk to Guillen, and that's going to bring up Wilson Betemit.
7 home runs with 2 outs in an inning. That gives your team a boost.
Yeah, that's kind of a mindset. You get up for 2 outs, and especially with no man on, you're looking for a pitch to try to drive out of the ballpark if you're a power hitter, and if you're playing for a team that's pretty much down in the standings. I mean, it kind of gives you the will to go up there and swing for the fences.
Here's Betemit, who is 1 for 2, and he also might have become a starter tonight with the trade that the Royals made. And now Dave Island comes out to talk with CC. Callaspo had become the everyday third baseman, but with the trade of Callaspo to the Los Angeles Angels, Betemit might move in there at third, get more time.
We talked about Sean O'Sullivan, who might have a chance to pitch here on Sunday against the Yankees.
And then Will Smith, who's between movies.
I didn't even know he was left-handed.
I didn't either. I thought he was a righty.
So far this year, Betemit is 6 for 15 with runners in scoring position.
Talked about how in Betemit's first game as a Yankee, he hit a homer first at bat as a Yankee. He was even better with the Royals. He homered from both sides of the plate in his first game as a Royal.
Enjoy playing in Kansas City. I thought it was one of the prettier ballparks, especially in the older days when it was a new ballpark with the fountains.
And it wasn't so much fun when we went in there because they were really good.
Good team, man. Buck Showalter used to always say, "Don't look into the fountains." He thought it was kind of mesmerizing and put you to sleep.
I remember Pat Sheridan hit a home run off Dennis Martinez way up in the fountains. And about 2 innings later, Lee May came running in the dugout saying, "Look, it's coming downstream. Here it comes."
And that's a poke out there. If you get it in the fountain, because the fountains are, 50, 60 feet past the fence, elevated.
There's a base hit to left field. Butler's going around third. He's coming home. Here's the throw from Gardner. Here's the play at the plate. He's out. Second assist for Gardner tonight. A strong throw. A good block of the plate by Posada. And CC Sabathia stays in a tie game. This is the play at the plate. Posada gets it. Holds on. Kneels down in front of the plate. Makes the tag. Or does he? He never tagged him. But he's out. Texas dealer, by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop, and by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly. Well, quite a sell job by Jorge Posada. It was a great throw by Brett Gardner. Came up throwing. Check this out, though. Jorge never tagged the base runner. Ever.
Wow.
Eric Cooper calls him out, but if you get a good look at the replay, he's standing behind Posada. He's kind of blocked out. He can't really see the tag. So Posada sold him a bill of goods.
And also, if you watch that tag closely, Posada tagged himself. He tagged his right thigh. Pitch is outside.
See, here's Eric Cooper, and he's kind of blocked out. He can't see if there's a tag or not.
The 1-1. Still a really good throw by Gardner.
What made that a good throw is he stays on top of the ball, and there's no, you see, yes, Mo, he's still really safe. The thing is, it's a good throw because there's no tail on it. He didn't short hop him. And as an outfielder, your only job is to give the catcher a good ball to receive. And Gardner did that by getting to the ball quick and staying on top of the ball and getting that good four-seam carry on the ball.
We just get word that De Jesus sprained his right thumb when he tried to catch Derek Jeter's long drive to the right of dead center. He's going to miss the remainder of the series. So it could have been worse, though, the way he jammed his wrist.
Yeah. Let's hope that's all it is, because it looked worse than that. But there's a kid that's battled and played well this year.
That one is lined to right field, and Bloomquist's going to play it on a hop, so a base hit there for Cano.
Tremendous effort by De Jesus.
Right here as an outfielder, sometimes you get a break on the ball, and you kind of get a read on it, and you get indecisive of whether you should go for it or not go for it. So Bloomquist just made up his mind he wasn't going to go for it, and that ball went off the end of the bat a little bit. It kind of hangs. And as an outfielder, you realize, maybe I should have gone for that, but
maybe a little overspin too.
Yeah.
Here's Posada. Count 1-0. Posada is 0 for 1 with a walk. Line down the left field line. It is a base hit. That's going to go into the corner. Played out there by Posada. Cano runs third. They're sending him home. Here's the throw. It's wide. Cano scores. RBI double for Posada. It's 4-3 Yankees. And Posada has now driven in a run in 6 straight games.
And Jorge, with this run batted in, as Cano's going to score all the way from first base, now has 999 career runs batted in.
See, Robbie knows down the line. Right now, you've got a chance to score. You try to cut the bases. Get to go right in stride.
There's Marcus Timms.
That looks so easy on TV, doesn't it? Scoring from first base.
Betancourt has a strong arm, but the throw is offline, as Kendall has to come away from home plate.
You just scored on that ball, Mike?
No. I might have gotten a second.
Yeah.
The 1-0. Fouled away. To paraphrase the old-timey Lasorda line, I would finish third in a race with a pregnant woman. The 1-1. Off the glove of Kendall. And that's a big play because Posada probably doesn't score from second on a single, but he is now at third.
And everything's been down. All of a sudden, ball's up. Catchers in that mass, sometimes they can't react that quick.
Should be a wild pitch. Yes, it is. That's going to force the Royals to bring the infield in.
KCA AT NYA, who's had a good season, getting ready in the bullpen. That one's driven deep to left field. Going back for Sednick. He's on the track. He'll make the play. Tagging is Posada. He'll score on the sac fly, and the Yankees lead 5-3.
That wild pitch really hurt.
Again, as a hitter, you get a wild pitch, you get a guy on third base. Now you have an opportunity to step out of the box, kind of regain your thoughts on what your job is now, and it's to drive the ball into the outfield. Completely different at bat with a man on third than a man on second.
Takes a little pressure off,
Oh, it's a great, position to be in, especially against Chen, who's struggling to get outs. You're going to get a pitch to hit.
There's a ground ball to first. Butler flips to Chen, and he beats Granderson to the bag. Yankees take the lead. 2 runs on 2 hits, and nobody left. We played 5 at 5-3 Bombers. We go to the 6th inning, and the Yankees have now taken a 5-3 lead. And KCA Sabathia has given up 10 hits to the Royals in 5 innings. Mike Aviles has 2 of them. He leads off. Pitch is low, 1-0. Aviles singled and doubled and has scored a run. Popped up to Sherrod. Makes the play. 1 away. You know the old baseball adage, the best trades sometimes are the trades that you don't make? Well, the Yankees were very close to making a trade with Seattle for Cliff Lee. And Seattle shopped around after the Yankees thought the offer was agreed on and got a trade made with the Texas Rangers. Well, the main piece on the Yankee side going to Seattle was going to be the catcher Jesus Montero, who's having a so-so year at AAA. Since the Cliff Lee trade didn't happen, Jesus Montero 16 for 30, hitting .533. So maybe that was a wake-up for him, and who knows, maybe it turns out the best.
And Seattle still needs a catcher.
Yeah. And if you want to narrow it down, last week Montero hit .485 with 4 homers and 9 ribbies. That's in the last 10 games.
4 homers in 10 games?
Mm-hmm. We saw him a little bit in spring training. Big kid.
Yeah, he can hit.
Yep. And the only question, can he catch every day? in the big leagues. And that's one place the Yankees have a lot of talent in their system. They have a lot of good young catchers. Austin Romine, Gary Sanchez, the 0-1, Francisco Cervelli.
Cliff Lee started that first game in that Texas Anaheim series, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's pitching tonight, yeah.
1-0 game in the fourth.
The 10 hits allowed by CC on the 87 pitches are the most since allowing 10 to the Mets on May 23rd. And he deals. Lined into right center field. Now it's 11 hits. Granderson cuts the ball off, but Bloomquist is going for 2. He's going to make it. That was a pretty good throw by Granderson, but Bloomquist thinking double all the way. Well, Sabathia on the mound tonight. Tomorrow's starting pitchers brought to you by Fios TV, Internet, and Phone. This is Beyond Cable. This is Fios. Brian Bannister throws a little bit of this, a little bit of that. 7 and 8, 5.65. A.J. Burnett trying to bounce back from his rough start on Saturday against Tampa Bay. 7 and 8, 4.99. We'll start our coverage at 6 with the BP show. Take you right up until the end of the game. First pitch is right around 7:07, 7:08. Dave Island's been working closely with A.J. Burnett. Now here's Unieski Betancourt.
I still think that every once in a while as a player you look for an opportunity when you're not, you're going through a tough time. You look for an opportunity, and the opportunity right now, A.J. Burnett, is with Andy Pettitte being on the DL. It's going to give you 5 or 6 really important starts, and all of a sudden, you come out with 5 wins, 6 wins, 6-1, whatever, and you'll look back at it's something like that where you just challenge yourself a little bit.
And that's a balk, by the way. And CC doesn't know
what he did.
The balk. Obviously, we'll take a close look. It was hard to see here, but it was the home plate umpire, Eric Cooper, who made that call. Let's see.
He's staring down Bloomquist at second.
Why is it a ball? I say it's a ball. Why is it a ball?
Did he separate his hands before he actually stepped off the rubber? That's the only thing I can think of. Bloomquist, a couple looks at him. That didn't look like it, huh?
We went over yesterday why, if we went through the whole rule book, a lot of players don't know all the rules. The balk has got to be the most indecisive call scientifically in baseball. Do you agree?
It's like the foul underneath the basket.
Yeah. And that one gets away from Posada, but Bloomquist stays right there. You know what's weird about that call, though? Eric Cooper made the call, and he was blocked out from the hand. And the crew chief is the second base umpire, Mike Riley, and he never moved.
Cooper's been blocked out all night. Really saw that. Again, I don't know the balk here, Kenny. Can you see?
Watch his legs. Does his legs move? It's going to have to be an explanation after the time test.
Now watch, Riley's right there. He doesn't see it. Maybe that front leg bent a little bit.
Huh.
He goes to third. The 1-1. Foul.
I'll tell you what, the foul balls are even hard tonight. Line drive fans better start ducking. I mean, you just see both sides going on. It's just one of those nights where everybody's comfortable. And, you're looking at CC. I mean, he's rare at back. He's throwing some fastballs at 96. These guys are just putting together good at bats.
They could really use a strikeout here. Keep that runner nailed at third.
Swing and a miss. He got the strikeout. And Posada throws it away. And Bloomquist will come home. And Posednik will reach second. Why would Posada give out the sure out and go to third to try to get that out? Betancourt is at second, not Posednik, I'm sorry. So Betancourt strikes out, takes off for first, and Posada strangely decides to try to get the out at third.
Wow. If he throws it first, that'll be the second out. You don't have to worry about the guy at third. All he needs is one more out to get out of the inning. Maybe he thought Bloomquist was thinking about coming home if he threw the first. Strikeout, wild pitch, error 2. A lot of things happening on that pitch.
Wow. This is one odd game. Now Posednik with a 1-0 count.
Yeah, I'm looking over. You got the white out.
Yes.
That play right there brought the white out, didn't it? For the scorebook.
Didn't expect that.
I can't wait to ask Jorge, why'd you throw to third?
I mean, sometimes reaction plays. Of course, he's been in the game long enough that, we probably would never do it again. But, you just react, you do things. Sometimes you just make wrong, quick decisions. And it's not the first player to ever make a mistake. But, as a manager, you see Joe just scratching your head. You just, sometimes out on the field, can he help me here? You just make mistakes.
Yeah, you do. Poor decisions, but you really don't expect it from veteran players.
Right. Swing and a miss. And Posednik down on strikes.
See a couple good breaking balls from CC to get some strikeouts, and he's gone with a hard fastball last inning. This inning, when he needed a couple strikeouts, he got ahead in the count and then went to the breaking ball out of the strike zone. I mean, that was the pitch the Royals were laying off of early in the game, and now with runners in scoring position, they've been going after it.
And they're going to intentionally walk Kendall. And they'll take their chances with Rick Ankiel. And the reason for that, Ankiel has 1 hit in 18 at-bats against left-handers this year. Just came off the DL today. CC has thrown 100 pitches. Very odd outing for the Yankee left-hander, trying to pick up his 13th win. So first and second, 2 outs. 5-4 Yankees lead. And he drops a breaking ball in there for a strike.
Talked about some of this year's. I mean, Rick Ankiel, he had 25 home runs for the Cardinals in 07, 285 hitter. So he's capable of doing some things offensively. Pointed out he has a little trouble with lefties, but it's hard to give up on guys that have played in winning organizations such as the Cardinals. That came off of years of driving in close to 100 runs, 25 home runs.
The 1-1. Fouled away, 1-2.
can tell that he's looking for that fastball from the lefty. It'll probably be the last one he sees in this count, but the ball was out of the way. Pretty good pitch to hit.
Robertson getting ready. Keel entered the game in the third inning for the injured David De Jesus. That's why it's lefty-lefty here. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. He got it. Breaking ball as Sabathia keeps the lead. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left. 5-4 Yankees. Time now for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network. Our music and computer world, and by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. Brett Gardner will lead off, and he shows bunt but takes a strike.
Don't see anybody warming up for the Yankees, so that would kind of tell you that CC's going to go at least one more inning.
3-0-1. Again, he shows bunt, but pulls back 1-1. It has been a struggle for Sabathia, but he still holds a 5-4 lead. The 1-1.
If he can hold on to the lead and the Yankees get the win, you would say that they don't all have to be pretty. They just have to be wins. You know,
just for professional performance and another win. You know?
CC's at 104 pitches, the 2-1. And this time he does bunt. He had that in his mind, and he gets thrown out. Tomorrow, July 23rd, the Yankees take on the Royals in its insulated can holder night. The first 18,000 fans in attendance are going to receive a Yankees insulated can holder courtesy of the Pepsi Refresh Project. And fans log on to MLB.com/Pepsi Refresh and vote for the Yankees Pepsi Refresh Project idea as the Yankees try to win a $200,000 grant for Out to Play.
Michael, you said it. I mean, Brett Gardner looked like he was going to try to bunt that at bat, but Chen threw that ball way inside. And I think it kind of surprised him. He put it in play. See that he's got the bunt. He's going to take off. And you see the ball so inside he tried to take it with him. And it just, you don't get jammed on a bunt very often, but that's what happened there.
He gets it by Chen, though.
Yep.
He's got himself a hit.
Got a little bit of trivia for you guys. See these two guys? Kendall and Jeter. Know what they have in common?
They're playing in this game?
That's one. They're born on the exact same day. June 26, 1974. Kendall in San Diego, California, and Derek in Pequannock, New Jersey. Pequannock. So you've learned about Pequannock, Paul, and Manalapan.
I still, yeah.
Same guy named both of those towns.
Those are good Scrabble words right there.
Imagine if you're like a 3-year-old kid and somebody says, well, spell where you live. Man, it's impossible. Pequannock. That's why Jeter moved to Kalamazoo. The 1-2. Strike 3. Jeter down looking.
Well, he told you that Chen had a very good curveball, and he's broken it out against Derek Jeter for his 5th strikeout of the game. That one had some bite to it. Not just drop out of the sky. Good job by Kendall, too, kind of framing it. Chen thought it was 3 outs.
So happy somebody didn't hit one hard. He thought he was out of the inning.
He's not out of it yet.
No.
That's going to bring up Swisher, who is 1 for 3. And a strike. Count 0-2.
Long enjoying this. Good swings all night by a lot of his players. Remember the old days when you go out for batting practice and the hitting coach was in the back of the cage and he just kind of watched, but I didn't say much. Kevin Long is into every swing with every player. They talk about the rounds, and really fun to see.
That wasn't fun for him to see. As Swisher swings and misses in a 1-2-3 inning for Bruce Chen. We go to the 7th in a wild game. Yankees lead 5-4. Well, we go to the 7th inning here at the stadium on the Verizon Wireless scoreboard. Yankees lead the Royals 5-4, beginning of a 4-game set. And Billy Butler will start it off against KC Sabathia. Laced into right field, it is a foul ball. An odd start for CC, considering in his last 9, 8-0, 2.03. And he's pitched 7 innings, at least 7 innings in all 9 of those starts. And he's trying for the 10th straight start of that length. There's that good change, count 0-2. Four, 5, and 6 in KC's order. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him.
That too.
New addition to the stadium tonight when everyone got here in right center field, where they used to have the years where the Yankees won the championships. There's a memorial to George M. Steinbrenner. Passed away last week, and that will be up for the remainder of the season, as George will look over his team through the 2010 campaign.
It is 40 feet wide by 13.5 feet tall. Mentioned CC going for the 10th straight start of at least 7 innings. That's saving the bullpen.
Yeah, you know, I'm just looking at this. You just don't see that from pitchers this day and age, and that's what the Yankees know when they got CC what type of pitcher he was.
That's a foul ball.
And every 5th day to know that you're going to use one of your guys in the bullpen, possibly 2 if it's Mariano for a win, and it's just. These are the easy nights for Joe Girardi. He can sleep the night before CC takes him out because he knows he doesn't have a lot of decisions to make on the pitcher's end.
And CC has thrown at least 110 pitches now in 7 of his last 9 starts. He is the very definition of an ace. That's what you need your ace to do, the 2-1.
Tell you what, even though he's given up a season-high 11 hits, he does have 9 strikeouts. He has at least one in every inning but the 4th. That's kind of an odd way of overpowering them, but still getting hit pretty hard.
I mean, you look at the scoreboard. The Royals have out-hit the Yankees tonight, 11-9. The run column's the only one that counts, I know. But when you look at 20 hits between 2 teams, a lot of balls hitting hard.
That's where those 9 strikeouts come into play, though, because runners do not move when you strike people out.
High fly ball down the left field line, giving Chase Swisher on the run. That'll make the seats. And a Sabathia fan catches the ball. Nick does it. Ian, the one batter that scares your power-wise in the Royals lineup with 15. And the 3-2. And they're making CC work. 3-2. And there's ball 4.
Two big premieres are coming up on GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay. First, tomorrow at 11 o'clock, American soccer star Landon Donovan discusses the USA's incredible World Cup run. And next Wednesday at 11 o'clock, I'm going to watch this one, Michael. Yankees favorite Andy Pettitte talks with Michael about his many years in pinstripes. It's 2 new Center Stage events, only on Yes.
You're not watching Landon Donovan?
Where'd Landon Donovan go to school?
Oh, I know this. He was in California.
Was that right?
I think so.
I'm wrong about my question. Well, I thought he went to Furman because my son goes to Furman, and one of the guys in the World Cup, and I thought it was him, was from Furman.
Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell. He might have gone straight right from high school into professional soccer.
So, just X that question.
All right.
Let's take that out of the broadcast, all right? I'm going to find out. One of those guys went to Furman.
And the Yankee Encore, that will be edited out.
Yeah, thank you. So, I mean, you've known Andy Pettitte for a long time.
Right.
But you do the center stage. Do you come up with things that, like, I didn't know that about you?
Yeah, there are a couple of things. Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. And he's a great guy, so. Nice guy you want to sit down and talk to for over an hour.
Are people allowed to ask you questions during the center stages?
No one's allowed to even look at me. I don't allow people to look at me.
They didn't even let me. I walked in for the thing, and here comes Michael Kay, escorted out. I had to sit there in the rag chair, and he came out in the lazy boy.
They had the fans on him? Just fans?
Yeah.
By the way, Paul, Clint Dempsey went to Furman.
Okay. I knew it was one of them. I was a little mixed up.
3-1 to Wilson Betemit. Well, they've got his pitch count up there. He's about to throw his 120th pitch. The 3-1. And he walked him. So 2 straight 1-out walks here in the 7th. And you don't know how much longer they can stay. Well, they aren't going to stay with CC Sabathia.
Got a couple of right-handed hitters make that 3 in a row coming up.
Well, CC does not give them 7 innings. And he gave Joe Girardi a lot of agita today. He's turning over a lead. But that was a struggle right from the start for Sabathia. He gets a nice hand from a crowd of over 47,000. Yankees will call on their right-hander David Robertson to try to get out of this mess. At 6 with batting practice today, presented by Audi, and the Tri-State Ford pregame follows that. Then Ken, Paul, and I are back with the call. Royals Yankees tomorrow at 6, only on Yes. And now David Robertson will come on to face Mike Aviles with runners on first and second and 1 out. And the fastball is way high. And Joe Girardi has to make the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T Rethink Possible. Those are the numbers on Robertson as his ERA continues to drop. He threw 24 pitches yesterday when he came on in relief of Javier Vasquez, so now going back-to-back. And a strike. Now the 120 that CC threw, that's the most since he threw 123 last August 8th against Boston. Aviles 2 for 3 against Sabathia. Single, a double, a run scored. There's a strike.
Interesting to ask CC tomorrow, though. You know, a couple innings, he looked like he had a good curveball. You know, he had a pretty good fastball all night. You know, do you feel like you weren't hitting spots, or these guys were just having good at-bats and made you, you know, work counts, 120 pitches?
They started hitting right from the first inning.
Yeah, 11 hits.
They had 4 hits in the first inning against him.
93-mile-an-hour fastball fouled away.
Now, this is a big outing in my mind for Robertson because he pitched really well. The game that Joe had to use the bullpen when Andy got hurt. And then last outing, you were talking about, Michael, 23 pitches. He actually got out of that inning with a hard live drive to right field. So, you know, he got out of it, but, you know, he was hit pretty hard. So, you know, here you go back to another opportunity in a close game. See if he can come in and shut down the lineup. He's been swinging the bat pretty well tonight.
Yeah, if the bullpen could do the job, hold on here, CC would actually take over the league leading wins. He's 13.
The 1-2 spoiled that one.
He's putting on a tough at bat, isn't he?
You know, these kids are, and I don't know if you go to Kevin Seitzer, if you go to the organization or what, but a lot of them seem to have the same approach.
It's making a hitting coach smile, spoiling some tough pitches.
As a manager and as a hitting coach, all you want to see is your players go up there with an idea and stick with it. Battle. Don't just give up in the middle of a count because you're down or what. You just keep battling, keep swinging until you get a pitch. Put it in play hard.
And that one's put into play. Popped up to Teixeira for the second out. So a big out for Robertson. Now he has to deal with Willie Bloomquist. Bloomquist 2 for 2 and a sac bunt against Sabathia.
Okay, you talked about CC Sabathia taking over the league and wins if this holds on. You know, the ultimate goal for an ace even these days is 20 wins. I mean, it's an unbelievable season. But I heard the name, what was it? Denny McLain, the last guy to win 30 games.
Yeah.
What year was that?
1968.
68. I mean, 30 games. I mean, it's almost unheard of now that someone would even think of, you know, putting together a season to win 30 games.
He actually won 31 that year.
Yeah.
Well, now starters only get 34 starts.
Right.
Not much wiggle room for mistakes.
They got about 40 in those days, about 40 starts. So a lot of things had to go right.
Right.
Plus, he must have thrown like 300-something innings.
The 0-1. 0-2.
Was he the ace on this? I mean, obviously it was that year, but wasn't Mickey Lolich the true ace on that staff?
He was in the World Series.
Yeah.
He won 3 games in the series.
Right.
During the season, McLain was the ace for sure. And the 0-2. Tried the breaking ball, missed inside.
Yeah, he threw 336 innings that year.
Wow.
Well, we were reading the introductions on the field, John Sterling and I, during Old Timers Day. Cal Teixeira had 30 complete games his first year with the Yankees.
I heard that. I mean, that's unheard of.
And the 1-2. He strung him out. Posada almost threw the ball away, and they just get the hustling Bloomquist. Posada tried to loop the ball over the head of Bloomquist, and Teixeira had to go up to get it and then step on the bag for the final out. This could have been disastrous, but a nice play by Teixeira. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base at the end of 6.5. Time for the 7th inning stretch. That's just what Teixeira did. Yankees lead 5-4, but will stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Thank you. Now Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Show along with Kimberly Jones. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Mark Teixeira saved a disastrous moment on the Verizon Wireless scoreboard at 5-4. Robinson Tejeda is the new pitcher, and Teixeira swings and misses. Boy, guys, Jorge Posada's having a very interesting game. That was dangerous.
Quick feet, good hands by Teixeira at first.
0-2.
Pretty good numbers for Robinson Tejeda. Maybe save a few too many walks, but only 34 hits in 42 in the 3rd innings. 39 strikeouts.
Popped up. Betamete. Wynn took that one. There's one away. There is a little bit of a wind whip, and you can see the flags over the grandstand. They're blowing from home plate toward left field. Tonight's in-game box score for the Yankees, brought to you by McDonald's. There's 9 hits in there, 2 for Jeter, inside the park home run, 2 for Teixeira. Ground rule 2-run double, bloop double down the right field line for Alex. A double and a ribby for Posada. A ribby for Marcus Timms on a sac fly. And here is Alex Rodriguez, 2 home runs away from 600. Trying to become the 7th man to do that. And the pitch. 0-1.
See some of the guys swinging through that fastball at 92. It looks like, but you see that kind of that sling arm slot where you get a little hop on the ball, a little movement.
After Bruce Chan, it looks like it's 102.
Right. Suddenly you see some different swings that we've been singing all night. Kind of tells you the guy came out of the bullpen's got pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a different look for these Yankee hitters. With Tejeda coming in out of the bullpen.
That one's driven deep to right field. Going back, Bloomquist. See ya! Home run number 599 for Alex Rodriguez. And the Yankees now lead by 2. Well, when he hits home runs that way, they usually come in bunches, center field or right field, and that was a bullet into the seats and right.
Well, the stage has been set now. It's when it's going to happen. 600 home runs, a huge, huge milestone. Obviously, he'll be the 7th guy, Michael, is that right?
7th guy in history.
600 club. You got to get 599 out of the way, and I just hope that, you remember that he had a little problem getting to 500. Start thinking about these things, and this time of the year, it's easy just to continue to play. It's not like it's the last week or something where you try to get things done. So, exciting time for Alex Rodriguez and Yankee fans to see a little bit of history.
The 0-1, 0-2.
Talked about Kevin Long early in the day, talking to a lot of players during batting practice. And see, it even goes on during the game, talking about swings, talking about approach.
Now, Alex, 1 home run away from 600. He's going to turn 35 on Tuesday. Now, only 2 players have hit their 600th home run before turning 38. One of them was Babe Ruth. He did it when he was 36. And the other one was Hank Aaron, who did it when he was 37. Grounder up the middle, backhanded by Aviles, and he gets Cano. Let's take a deeper look at A-Rod's pitch-by-pitch, brought to you by Suzuki Kazashi.
First pitch was right there. Maybe not seeing the first one. He fouled it off. The second one stayed with the fastball. Third one was a charm.
Let the ball away. You see, that's just ideal hitting right there. Got his ball away, drive it away. That's the thing that Alex Rodriguez can do. And he doesn't have to pull the ball to hit home runs. And as a hitter, when you know you don't have to pull the ball, you can cover all areas of the plate.
Posada grounds one to first. Billy Butler is there, and that will do it. But the Yankees get a run back, and Alex Rodriguez inches closer to 600. His 599th career home run, one away from history.
Well, 599 was a ball away, driven away. You said it, Michael. When he starts using right center field, won't be long for number 600 shows up.
How about this? Something about the Kansas City Royals. Alex's first home run ever was against Tom Gordon of the Kansas City Royals.
Right.
Alex's 500th home run was against Kyle Davies, Saturday starter, right here against the Kansas City Royals at Yankee Stadium. That was across the street. And now 599 against the Royals, and I'm sure he would like to take care of 600. Here's the first one, though, against Tom Gordon in an ugly hat.
Yeah, I figure it was a curveball because Tom Gordon had a good one.
That wasn't a good one. But it was officially at the Kingdom. Ballpark's gone. Not there anymore.
Now, if you want to even foreshadow a little bit more, Yankees have a new pitcher. That's Jabba Chamberlain. Tomorrow's Royals starter is Brian Bannister, the 0-1. A-Rod is 4 for 7 against Bannister. 3 of the 4 have gone out of the ballpark. So it's all set up for Alex to get rid of that milestone and then just think about the team after that. Although he claims he doesn't think about home runs like that. He just wants to win. That one is driven deep to right field. Off the bat of Betancourt. Swisher on the track in front of the wall. He makes the play. Betancourt gave that a ride.
Well, this is the time of the year the balls carry a little bit more. You get that hot weather, hot summer weather. Is there a better time to hit when it gets hot and humid out there, Kenny?
Well, you know, baseball is a summertime game. I'd rather be too hot than too cold. There's no doubt about it.
Pine tar's a little stickier. Everything feels good.
Jabba 45 strikeouts in 40 and third innings. But Paul, you and I were talking yesterday that Jabba, he doesn't move right-handed hitters off the plate. That's why that ball's hit pretty well to right field. I think the whole league is getting on to the fact that it keeps the ball away from right-handers, fastball, slider. Just look the outer third of the plate. And it's not like you have to come inside, but every once in a while just move somebody off the plate, and then it opens up the outside corner a little more.
I think it's a difference of throwing strikes inside, too. I mean, there's a big difference when you're hitting. The guy just busts you off the plate. It's like, all right, so what? You're not trying to throw strikes. But you throw a guy who throws you a strike on the inside corner, then it's in your head.
Yeah,
and then you know you've got to cover both sides of the plate. And it seems easy. You look in there as a fan from the television prompt that, you know, outside, inside. It doesn't look like much, but when they start using both sides, it makes you lean out for that, like that, lean out for that one away, and you can't get to the one inside.
Wow, that was a Mickey Rivers type of hit, or a more recent vintage, Ichiro.
Yeah.
All Prasednik did was slap the ball towards short, and he beat it out for an infield single.
That's one thing he can do. He can run. Boy, it looked like he was on the move.
So Tony Fernandez, if you remember the old day, he used to kind of run out, fake bunt, and slap at it. And this is a good lesson for guys that have really, really good speed. It's not driving the ball in the gaps all the time. Use your strengths.
Good call by Bill Miller, the first base ump. Here is Jason Kendall. And a strike. Now you could steal on Jabba. Will the Royals do it down 2? Jabba, right-hander. A little slow to the plate. Setnik has a very good lead.
Yeah, he's among the league leaders in stolen bases. In fact, the Royals are somewhere in the 50s in steals, 56, and Prasednik has 25 of them.
And again, he has that mitten-like device on his left hand.
Looks like it's sort of like a plaster of Paris or something. It keeps his fingers from bending.
I think it keeps that thumb from coming out, where, you know, a lot of times base stealers can hook that thumb around a base going in. The hands spread out. I think enough is said about base stealers. You look back at Ricky Henderson, how much it beats you up day in and day out, sliding into the bases head first.
Boone Logan getting ready. Rick Ankiel is on deck. Lefty batter. Opponents are 5 for 5 in stolen base attempts against Chamberlain. And he was just holding the ball, trying to throw off the rhythm of Pasetnik. And finally, Kendall called time. Now that leads a little bit longer now. Foul ball.
You saw the sheets that Tony Pena was handling next to Joe Girardi, and they were both checking him out. It looked like the spray charts for hitters, their hot zones, where they like the ball, where they hit pitches in certain areas that are thrown. Yost, Bob McClure.
The wheels turning here in the eighth inning.
Oh, yeah.
Dribbled slowly toward third. Alex has to eat it. It's a base hit for Kendall. 2 infield singles against Chamberlain. Well, don't miss the Yankees rock-on weekend today through Sunday. There will be great giveaways at each game, including appearances by select players in the Great Hall tomorrow from 5 until 5:30. And the 2009 trophy will be on display at Gate 2 for photo opportunities each day. Now, for special ticket promotions, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium box office, or all Ticketmaster locations. Rock on.
You got to feel if you're a pitcher, his 2 balls have not left the infield, and now I'm in a jam. 1 out, 2 men on. Dave Island on his way out to try to figure things out.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. I wanted you to read it, Paul.
You are a disclaimer hog right now, I'm telling you.
I pointed, and you said, what am I pointing at?
Well, I thought, you know, I missed something or something. You got me all flustered. Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Right.
And there is a strike to Ankiel. Now, Boone Logan just sat down because he said, listen, I'm not getting to come in for Ankiel. I'm not pitching.
Well, it's because Butler's up next.
Right. The 0-1. 0-2.
There's a pitch right there that Rick Ankiel could handle. I mean, a fastball out away from a right-hander. Don't care about your velocity. I mean, that ball was hittable. But now you're in a position where you can put him away with a curveball.
The 0-2. 1-2.
Again, if you're Java, you got to remember these guys do run. You got 2 base stealers on. Kendall on the back end of it. Obviously, he's got to read Pasetnik. There's one guy I hadn't forgotten. It becomes kind of Derek Jeter's job to, kind of make some noise back there. Try to keep the second as close as you can to second base. Again, another pitch. That's kind of a hanging slider. And, a lot of times you don't get those back when you throw those to left-handed hitters down in the zone.
I think this one was just far enough. Maybe just up enough. That was not a good pitch.
Maybe Ankiel's not locked in yet. He's been on the DL with a calf injury. Just activated today when they traded Cayaspo to the Angels. And the 1-2. Now it's 2-2.
to Posada there, keeping that ball out in front of him. And Pasetnik, and I was watching him, was out on his front foot and trying to get that read. Second base, you get a much better read of where that ball. Sometimes at first base as a runner, you can't tell where it goes from the catcher if you have an opportunity to advance. But from second base, you can. Two managers talk about the wheels going. There's two guys who are trying to figure out what each other's teams are going to do.
The 2-2. Grounded foul. Huge crowd at the stadium. 47,484 for the Royals in town on a Thursday night. The 2-2. And the count 3-2. Runners go. The 3-2 swung and a miss. Throw to third. Not in time. Boy, from the naked eye, it looked like he got him. A double steal. It looked like he got Pasetnik on the way by, and Alex Rodriguez talking it over with Chad Fairchild. And now Joe Girardi will go and help out. We'll take a look, but from up here, it looked like he was dead out.
Get another look here. He has the ball. There's the tag. He's out.
I was just going to put my money on he was out. The Eskimos really costing him tonight.
Throws kind of high, but A-Rod goes up and gets it back down just in time. Yeah, he's out.
He
got kicked in the head, too.
It's a tough play right there, because if you're A-Rod, you're receiving that throw, which is back into the runner. The runner's got his spikes up. You know, you got to kind of tiptoe around there and catch the ball and put the tag and argue with the umpire all in one play.
All right, now this becomes a very big batter in the game. Now the tying run is at second base. Billy Butler, one of the better hitters on the Royals team, is at the plate.
I think Billy Butler's been a good hitter ever since he came to the big leagues. I mean, and now he's got a little more experience, and it makes him even tougher. Royals seem to be, remember they made him a DH. They was always looking for a position for him, and now he's kind of settled in as a first baseman.
The 1-1. 1-2. Java got away with the pitch.
And another slider up in the zone, kind of hanging. Get ready for a Java moment here, Michael. One of those strikeouts where he shows that emotion. Last couple of weeks, this would be a big shot in the arm for him to come into a situation like that. A couple infield hits and get out of it. Keep the lead for CC Sabathia. Keep him in line for another win.
Pasetnik is at third. Kendall is at second. One-two count. The cleanup hitter, Billy Butler, at the plate. 2 outs. The pitch. And the count is 2-2.
Good job by Posada again. I mean, as good as curveball as you have, you've got to throw it with conviction, and you've got to know that your catcher will block it if you throw it in the dirt, especially with a man on third. You hate to see pitchers shy away from their strikeout pitch, and you hate to see pitchers intentionally kind of hang them. Georgie gets over there, does a good job of keeping that ball in front of him. Stays with that breaking ball, and that one he got up in the zone too. Also, Butler, a good hitter. You give him those kind of pitches, and this has been the typical at bat for a lot of the Royals tonight. Foul off those breaking balls until you get something you can hit.
On the line in this at bat, so Butler stepping out, Posada making trips to the mound. They want to make sure they get it right. Tying runs at second. Royals down by 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch, and now the count is full.
Kind of overthrew that 98 miles an hour, but again, you know, when you try to throw it a little bit harder, you hold on to it a little bit longer, kind of overthrow it down in the dirt. Now you get to the point where, you know, you don't want to get caught up in the crowd noise again. You don't. You do realize that you still have a base open. Butler, good hitter.
And the 3-2. He checks his swing. Did he go? No, said Bill Miller. And the bases are loaded. That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
You know, Paul, these are the moments on the field as a player. You're standing in the outfield, the infield, your adrenaline's really flowing. You know the game can turn. It's on the line right here. You know, from the Yankee standpoint, you're thinking, can we get this third out and get to Mariano in the 9th inning? Maybe score some runs here in the bottom of the 8th and make things a little easier. But this is where the game is on the line, right here.
And the fastball's inside.
And all of a sudden, Jabba in that last count against Butler, I mean, he got ahead. He was able to get in a 2-strike count. He just could not make the pitch to get the strikeout.
26 pitches for Jabba. He threw 20 yesterday. Bases loaded with Royals. We're in the top of the 8th. Yankees holding on to a 6-4 lead. And the 1-0. And he's going to get out of it. A grounder to Jeter. They go the short way, and that'll do it. So an eventful 8th inning, but no run scored. So Jabba builds a bridge to Mariano as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees up by 2. Vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Now, tonight's candidates are number 1, Alex Rodriguez, number 2, Derek Jeter, number 3, Wilson Bettamy, number 4, Jose Guillen. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rate supply. Yankees 6-4 over the Royals. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, new pitcher is Dusty Hughes, and he will face Marcus Thames. Little surprised that you had in Tejeda, and you could have kept them in just for Timms and then brought in Hughes to face Granderson and Gardner. But now you bring in Dusty Hughes against a guy who hits lefties well. Like that. A base hit for Marcus Timms. That just didn't make much sense.
Let's see what Ned Yost did not see. Timms has a couple hits tonight, both off lefties, right?
No, that's his first hit. He had a sac fly.
Okay, he had a sac fly, so he's hitting almost 320 against lefties.
Colin Curtis is going to pinch run. And here's Granderson. And a bunt. And it is a beauty. And what a play. What a play by Butler, barehanding the toss from Hughes. They'll score that a sacrifice 1-3 as Curtis moves to second.
Not only a tough flip, but a bare hand going away from you and find the bag. Good play all around. Good bunt.
You see Hughes look to see where Butler was and realized that Butler wasn't going to do it as far as getting the ball, so he flips it to him as he gets back to the bag. And it'll go as a sacrifice for Granderson. Moves the runner in the scoring position.
And that will bring up Brett Gardner. And that will bring out Bob McClure, the pitching coach. Now, this might just be a stall tactic to get a right-hander ready for Jeter. Hughes is the only lefty, and that is Blake Wood, who's been impressive. So he'll get ready in a hurry. McClure just standing out there like he's at a company picnic, and finally Eric Cooper breaks it up. Gardner today is 0 for 3, so he's 1 for his last 19. And he has not had many prolonged slumps at all this year. He's really had a very, very good season. Colin Curtis is at second with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees up 6-4. 1-0.
Well, anytime Brett Gardner gets into a slump, he said he hasn't had any this year. I mean, his main focus should be shoot that ball to the left side. Anything left of the shortstop, anything right of the shortstop, playing the position, he's going to be safe, especially against left-handed hitters. Stay up the middle, the left center field.
I think that's why he bunted the last time. He knows he's not been all that sharp with the bat of late, and he gets down a decent bunt and be able to beat it out for a hit. So you stay away from those long offers.
Gardner's right to count 3-0. Gardner sees more pitches per at bat than any player in the American League. A lot of foul balls on 2 strikes.
A lot of 2-strike hits.
Yep. And he walked him. Time now for the Land Rover drive of the game. Why get a car when you can own a Land Rover?
Alex Rodriguez gets 1 to his liking. Against the traffic to right center field. That's right. Number 599. That's our Land Rover drive of the game.
Ned Yost has seen enough of Dusty Hughes. That is a messy scorecard today. It's been that sort of day here at Yankee Stadium. So Hughes is done. Now it's time for Blake Wood against Derek Jeter. Stay right where you are. Pizza at Domino's.com and track it all the way to your front door with Domino's Tracker. By Cabot Wood Stains, our performance is legendary. And by Acura Advance.
Domino's ever show up at your front door, Michael?
I think they know me personally.
Once in a while. What's your pizza of choice, by the way?
Oh, Emilio's in Westchester.
I'm just talking about the type of pizza.
Oh, just regular slice.
Regular slice.
Here's Blake Wood against Derek Jeter. And the pitch is outside 1-0. Blake Wood, 27 games, 28 hits in 26 and 2/3 innings. And the 1-0. Driven to right field. Bloomquist will make the play. Jeter hit it hard, but it's put away for the second out.
You say that GPS, you can track it right to your door?
I guess. I don't know if it involves GPS.
Well, the fact is I know that when the dog starts barking, that means the pizza goes.
Yeah, I got a dog that gets real tough every time the doorbell rings.
I think Domino's been delivered more to my hotel rooms. Let's put it that way.
It's not such a bad idea, you know. Exhausting job that you have. Go home, hang
all that
out.
talking. Here's Swisher. He's 1 for 4. First and second with 2 outs. 6-4 Yankees over the Royals. And the pitch is outside 1-0. With A-Rod's home run and Jeter's home run, the Yankees have now homered in 9 straight games and 14 of their last 15. The 1-0. Driven out to left field, deep, going back for Sednick, still back, turned the wrong way, it's over his head, and up against the wall. Curtis scores. Gardner scores. It's a 2-run double for Swisher, and the Yankees lead 8-4.
Good as speed as Pisagna had in left field. He's had some trouble with some balls tonight, and Swisher hits this ball well. He gets his feet mixed up. It's a long run to first base. You don't know if that ball is going to drop or not. Could mean a good play or a couple RBIs. And in this case, Nick Swisher, you see that, fell, drove in a couple runs.
Yeah, big run. The Yankees hitting the ball well to the opposite field tonight. That ball was scorched against the traffic.
Here's Teixeira.
Against traffic until today. Today was the worst traffic I've ever seen in New York City.
Yeah, it was bad today.
Huh? The thing is, why I'm sitting in traffic, but I get to tune into Michael K.
That was the Michael today too.
Can't get away from the guy. He's on radio, everything.
Now, what station is that on? Oh yeah, 1050 ESPN.
Yeah. You know what? I tell the driver, what's Michael K on? Because I forget every single day. And then you leave the game. I go. One night I went to the parking garage, and here's a picture of you there too.
Pretty sad. The 1-1. 95 mile an hour fastball, 1-2.
Why don't you write it down for him, Michael, so he won't forget them all.
Michael K. Show from 3 to 7, 1050 ESPN.
Just in case you were wondering.
Yeah. Alex Rodriguez is on deck, and he's sitting 1 home run away from 600. But Teixeira has to get on. A little twitch there by Eric Cooper. 96 mile an hour fastball to count 2-2. So the Yankees definitely have breathing room for the 9th inning. Very close. Came back over the plate, or close to back over the plate. The 2-2. Line drive, a base hit to right field. Swish around third. Here he comes. The throw is cut off. It's an RBI single for Teixeira, and the Yankees lead 9-4. And A-Rod has a chance to make history.
You see it. I mean, this is an exciting at bat. Mark Teixeira comes through, hits a bullet to right field.
That's the first home run that A-Rod ever hit. That's the 500th home run. That's the 599th, all against the Royals. Yeah, wow. Can he hit number 600 here on a Thursday night in New York? 6 men have hit at least 600 home runs. A-Rod trying to join that exclusive club. The crowd is standing. The count for 600 has come down to this. Runner on first. And the pitch from Wood. Outside 1-0. Now there was a long wait between 499 and 500. A-Rod would like it to be an inning wait between 599 and 600. The 1-0. Check swing. This crowd is very aware of this milestone. There has not been that much buzz about it, but this crowd realized with that home run in the 7th inning that A-Rod now is very close to doing something very special.
This crowd will also make sure that that pitcher knows that he needs to throw strikes.
Well, they'll boo him if he does.
Yep.
And the 1-1. A-Rod's trying for it right there. 1-2.
Flash bulbs going off.
I just noticed that. Yeah.
I thought there was some lightning in the area.
Good pitch to hit. A little up in the zone.
A long journey for that kid who started as a teenager with the Mariners. The 1-2 upstairs, and again, Christmas time here in July with the lights blinking and flashing with each pitch.
Well, each pitch has been a fastball.
Born in Brooklyn, moved to South Florida as an infant, and here he is here in the South Bronx. And the 2-2. Check swing. He did not go, and the count is 3-2.
It's funny on this one pitch, you see the flash bulbs going up. You can hear a huge roar if he gets a hold of one, or you can hear a huge boo if it's ball 4.
Teixeira will go 3-2, 2 outs. Yankees up 9-4. And the pitch. Grounded slowly down the third baseline, but the crowd cheers at a kicks foul. Now, this crowd wants it to happen now because they might not be here tomorrow.
That's right.
So they've really got something invested in this.
We got tickets for tomorrow, don't we, Mike?
Yes, we do.
We'll be here.
I think I'll be in this seat.
Lakewood sets. And the 3-2. Driven out to right center field. It is a base hit for Alex Rodriguez. It splits the outfielders. It goes to the wall. Teixeira will score. A-Rod's at second with an RBI double. It's his 4th ribby of the night. And the Yankees lead 10-4. Good buddy.
Certainly allowed to get that, Mike. That's again, I mean, a home run on your mind, crowd's up, got a good pitch to hit, stayed out in right center field, but he's done what he's done all year, and that's drive runs in. I mean, that's if you ask him the important thing he's done for this team this year, it's been drive-in RBIs, piece of hitting.
And he gets taken out of the game for Ramiro Pena. So A-Rod's night is over. So nice night for A-Rod, who now has 78 runs batted in on the season, and he sits 1 home run away from 600. He's got 3 games over the weekend to do it here at home, and then the Yankees will head to Cleveland.
Yeah, the Yankee offense has come to the forefront the last 2 ball games.
Cano grounds one to Butler, and Butler will take it himself, beat Cano, and that'll do it. But the Yankees score 4 runs on 3 hits, and 1 man left. Big night for A-Rod, big night for the Yankees, 10-4. Left a lot of runners on base. Pasednik with 2 hits and a ribby. Jason Kendall with 2. Billy Butler with 2. Jose Guillen 1 for 3, an RBI and a double. 2 for 3 for Wilson Bettamy. 2 for 3 for Aviles. 2 for 3 for Bloomquist. Only DeJesus and Betancourt left out of the party, and DeJesus had to lead the game, jamming his right thumb, attempting to catch a drive by Derek Jeter that turned into an inside the park home run. Chan-Ho Park, the new Yankee pitcher. Now, once the lead went to 4, the Yankees sat down Mariano, and they will try to get Chan-Ho Park straightened out. Those are his numbers. And the 1-0 to Bettamy. A strike.
Yeah, Michael, you were talking about a number of runners that the Royals have left. 13 men they have left on base. They've left at least 1 runner on in every inning except for the 3rd. So the Yankee pitchers have bent tonight, but they really haven't broken.
Both teams, a lot of opportunities to score runs, and it just so happens that the Yankees, especially in the last few innings, have really capitalized on them.
The Yankees have had 6 different batters driving a run tonight, of course, led by A-Rod's 4 runs batted in.
Sounded like a broken bat, but a ground ball at Cano, and they get better meat for the first out. So he will finish 2 for 4 with a walk. And there's Ramiro Pena, who took over for A-Rod as a pinch runner. Incidentally, A-Rod has 24 RBIs in 17 games in July. Here is Mike Aviles, who is 2 for 4. Single, double, run scored, and 2 pop-ups to Teixeira. That one is driven out to center field. Granderson back. He's still back. He's there, and he makes the play for the second out. Well, coming up after the last out, Bob Lorenz and Kimberly Jones bring you the WB Mason postgame with highlights and analysis from this game against the Royals, and also everything around the rest of the major leagues as well. Plus the team's reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming up later on the WB Mason postgame, only on Yes. Not that much later, as the Royals are down to their final out.
Bob Lorenz flying solo?
Yep.
No help in the studio?
Curry is not holding his hand today.
I love Jack on that when he does the phone interviews. Hey, Jack Curry here. Just like, hey, Jack, how you doing?
Count 0-1 on Bloomquist. 2 for 3 tonight. The 0-1 is inside.
Yeah, from a Royal standpoint, Michael, this is kind of one of their typical type ball games. They hit a lot. They've got 13 hits tonight, but they give up a lot of runs. They got the second worst team ERA in the league. Only Baltimore's worse. So they are involved in some high-scoring affairs.
Ground ball up the middle, a base hit for Bloomquist, his 3rd of the night, the 14th for the Royals. Each team with 14 hits.
Yesterday, each team had 15 when the Angels were in here.
I've seen a lot of hits.
Yeah.
I've only been here 3 days, and I've seen a lot of hits.
So that's going to bring up Unieski Betancourt against Chan-Ho Park.
Well, A-Rod's going to let this thing simmer a little bit on the 600, so you better rest your vocal cords, you know.
I'll be all right.
You be ready?
I think.
All right.
You and Kenny to back me up. Runner goes, and that one's fouled away.
That's going to be a see ya, I'll tell you.
Can't think of a better time. Friday night in Yankee Stadium tomorrow, right?
Another big crowd.
Sure.
Hot night, high humidity, ball flying. And you can see it right here on Yes. Everything begins at 6 o'clock with the BP show. And the boss is going to be watching. Runner goes, no throw. He will take second.
Fans getting some pictures with the boss there.
Was that what they were doing?
Yeah. See that? Here's the guy down here taking a picture.
Takes a lot of confidence to take a picture where it says the boss right around you. This should do it. Ground ball to Cano. And that will do it as the Yankees win this game 10-4. In the 9th inning, no runs a hit for the Royals, no errors in. 1 man left. Yankees are now 26 games over 500. That's a new high water mark for the year. An inside the park home run for Derek Jeter. And it's the Yankees' 30th comeback win of the season. They're now 25-24 when the other team scores first. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. CC Sabathia gets the win for the Yankees, and it was not easy. It was not pretty. It was not a dominant performance, but it's a win nonetheless as the Yankees pick up their 60th victory, and Sabathia picks up his 13th against 3 losses. Yankees walk off the field triumphant. They take the first game of this 4-game set. And that'll do it from a Yankee Stadium. But we have to come back and give you the Player of the Game award. And then Bob Lorenz is standing there all alone in the studio waiting for the W.B. Mason postgame show with Kim.